called me up, told me fuck that old stuff.
Let's go! Let's go!
Well, I got something new for you, homie. Triple X. SIXXEXO.
Yeah!
Let's go. Old hoes got new tricks, old folks hate my new whips. Old chill spots got upgraded, F vodka and Netflix. Old J's for these new fits, old Blaze backwoods piff. Old bills that I got them faded, now deposited checks rich. My old homies was reckless, whipping in the bando, couple white girls jiggling topless. Rock mixed with thoughtness, rock life recognized. Far from a thug, but I got mine. And an 18-month-old with my initials giving me the 9 to pop mine. And it's registered, so I sit next to your body while you shot crime. Card in my hand, on my head, tell a popo, yeah, I shot mine. Stop lying. That confession, that shit was so cold. Another nigga beef that was watched last week, man, that shit was so cold. Yeah, let's go.
Get to the money while you sleep, yeah. I'm on some new shit. Hard work pays off. Bitch, your boy about to take off, and I ain't coming back down, 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 down. Yeah. I ain't coming back down, down. Triple X, baby. We finally here. Dedication, motivation, that's just part of the game. I can't explain all of the things that really made me insane. I put my soul in these rhymes to take my mind off the pain. Nobody helped when I failed, nobody gave me a thing. I made my way through the darkness, now I'm as bright as a flame. Thought I wanted some fame, but all I wanted was change. Now everybody can see me, now they screaming my name. Man, I done came long ways, and I'm just glad that I came. And now I'm shitting on these niggas, and I'm just doing my thing. It ain't shit they can do, but just sit and complain. Bitch, I'm fly as a plane. Boy, you simple and plain. Bitch, I'm running the game, and you ain't running the thing. Nigga. Yeah. Getting to the money while you sleep, yeah. I'm on some new shit. Hard work pays off. Bitch, your boy about to take off, and I ain't coming back down, 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 down. And I ain't coming back down, 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 down. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man.
In case you didn't know,
Oh, they know, homie.
what time it is,
My G, they know.
or what I'm
They
on,
know. I do.
I simply tell them, catch up, nigga. I'ma say it again.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Ketchup or mustard, bitch. I'm out.
I'm on some new shit. Grind hard all week. Getting to the money while you sleep, yeah. I'm on some new shit. Hard work pays off. Bitch, your boy about to take off, and I ain't coming back down, 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 down. And I ain't coming back down, 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 down,
I am inevitable.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation, nor from the weakness that will cause us to stumble and fall. When you laugh at somebody else's fall, white or black, rich or poor, your enemy or your friend, you are laughing and opening a way for your own demise when you do that. Because to laugh and not learn, to make mockery and not to understand, is to make the same mistake yourself.
Oh, what is up? Straight Talk Society. This is your host, Trevor, and welcome back to another episode of Man Talk Monday. Shout out to Ricardo in the building, the Deacon Ricardo. Shout out to E. Shout out to Keela, wherever she is, the greatest moderator in the business. I know Keela is like me sometimes. Sometimes she'll just be like, you know what? I'm done with all of this, and I'm just getting ghosts, and I just disappear. And I'm not mad at her at all for that. But shout out to those of you watching over on Twitter. Shout out to those of you that will be coming in later, wherever you may be watching from. This is Man Talk Monday. And just like the greatest of all time, John Cena, our time is up. We're wrapping up. So we got seven episodes left. We got 7 episodes left, and it's been a fun ride, but just like everything else, you can't do it forever. It always comes to an end. And so I do appreciate the fellas for all the work that they did put in, and hopefully everybody moves on to bigger and better things. It is funny because Kevin and Mike do have their own. They do have their own channel. Kev, I see you in the back. Go ahead and drop the link in the chat. I know he doesn't podcast. Where they don't go live. They do uploads. I know that they'll be starting to go live sooner rather than later. But I'm glad that they started to do it where they talk about the popular things that's going on right now. So as I turn this way, they'll still give you the things that you all want, this way. So, but nevertheless, man, it's just like I was telling the guys on Thursday. Everybody, this is one big tree, and everybody comes from under my tree. It's just like Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, football coach, branches off, has all these coaches, and they go on to do other things. But they all came under the Bill Belichick tree, or the Bill Parcells tree, or the Mike Shanahan tree. So I don't have any problem pushing the guys forward, motivating them. I've been trying to kick Mike in the ass a long time to start doing this stuff. So good thing Kev came along and was a catalyst to get this stuff going, because I think that they have a lot to do, a lot to say. They just need to be consistent with it, first of all, and you need to get it going. Because I tell anybody that tries to get into this, the worst thing you could do when you get into this is to think that you're going to come with something that nobody has ever heard before. That's not true. There's millions and millions and millions of streamers, and you just a cog in the wheel, just trying to find your footing. So you got to be passionate about what you're doing, and you got to hope that something you say may spark interest for people to listen, because everybody thinks the same way. It's just who has the bigger platform and who gets to say it first. If you look at my shorts that I dropped recently in the past few days, I've just been dropping shorts like crazy, but it's like on wrestling related stuff. And, and the Dolphins continue to be ridiculously stupid, even though the season hasn't started. So they've already given me plenty of stuff to talk about. So it's literally just about dropping that stuff early and being very, very consistent with it. That's my tip to everybody. Everybody asks me, "Oh, can I have you got a tip for me? You got a tip for me?" Yeah, get a good microphone, and be passionate and be consistent. You got to be consistent. If your sound quality is bad, nobody's going to listen to you. If your visuals are bad, nobody's going to listen to you. You have to capture. Luckily for me, I'm so handsome. When I turn on this camera and people see me, they're like, "Oh my goodness, let me listen to what he has to say." I only joke partially about that, but it is true. People want to be captured. People want to. You ever notice how you have these streams And it's these women, there's no slight on women, but you'll have these women and they're saying absolutely nothing, but they're beautiful, or they had their boobs pressed up in the camera. They capture your attention. You have to do something that captures the attentions of the masses. Doesn't matter how smart you are. Doesn't matter what you say or anything like that. You have to be able to capture the masses, and you can't go in it thinking that I'm just going to come with some revolutionary stuff, because you're not. Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. You better believe whatever your thought pattern is, somebody else thought it before you. And that'd be my advice to anybody that's trying to get into streaming. Shout out to Maria G in the building. I that's my advice to anybody that tries to get into streaming. I'm telling you, man, it's crazy, because this past Friday, the MMA brothers did a show, and it was awful. It wasn't awful because of what they did. The quality was terrible. Their mics kept messing up, and I need a taller chair. I'm gonna. Oh, you're talking about Kev? Yeah, Maria, is funny. I'm glad that you said that. The Bible says, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every word be established. I told Kev that it looks like he's slouching down too much in the videos. So see, look at that. See, Kev, you see, I'm not the only person who says that. But yeah, the MMA brothers did a show Friday, and they do great work for people who've never done this before. But the audio quality was terrible. Like, we had to cut the show, but it was one of their most viewed shows in a long time. Like, it's crazy. I'm telling you, it literally just depends on what you're doing to catch the audience's eye at that time. That's what I'm telling you guys. Don't just come into this thing, and this is to anybody. Don't come into, shout out to Eddie Israel in the building. Don't come into this thing thinking that you're just gonna catch fire and you're gonna catch lightning in the bottle, because everybody does Bible debates. Everybody does Bible stuff. So what about what you're doing that's separate? Everybody talks about what we're going to talk about today, but what are you doing that separates you from everybody else? That's what you have to look at. What do you do that's so different? Like, my wrestling content does great because people love wrestling. And I've mastered the art of getting my point out in 3 minutes. Like, I literally mastered the art of getting my point out in 3 minutes. And I just drop them as shorts and people love them. Same way with my Dolphin stuff. My Bible stuff does great on this channel because people love the Bible, regardless of what they say. Whether they love it or hate it, they want to listen to it. So it's just a matter of finding your niche and doing what, but you got to be passionate about it. If you don't see the numbers coming, you can't be like, oh, well, it's not for me, let me give up. No, I'm going to tell you, it's probably going to take 6 months to a year before you ever start seeing any real turnaround. It took me about 6 months to retain an audience, like to retain a consistent audience where every time I hit the live button, they'll come on. But that was just being on here all the time. There was a time we were doing shows basically every day of the week. Now it's not like that because, some people have moved on or whatever. Things happen. It is what it is. I've made changes, so we aren't hitting the live button every day like how we were. So a lot of times people don't even know. They're like, oh man, I didn't know you were still doing this. So, you just got to be consistent with it. You got to be consistent with it, because if not, you're just wasting your time. But nevertheless, man, before we get into today's show, Mike was up here. I don't know what happened. I see Kev in the back, and man, somebody got to put the APB out for Wayne, man. Got to put the APB out for Wayne. This show is designed around Wayne. This is a Wayne special here. But nevertheless, I always say, man, as long as I got this microphone, I'm never missing. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I'll always, even if I had to pivot what we're going to do today, it's all good. As long as my microphone works, we'll get through it. But man, y'all make sure and put the APB out for Wayne, man. We need, let me see, they leave me a, no message from Wayne. So Wayne, we putting the APB out for you, man. Make sure y'all hit the like, share and subscribe button. There is one thing I did want to talk about before I get the show started. And I've been on I'm off this week, so I got a little time to relax. I was asked a question. I was posed a question earlier, and I thought that it'd be very interesting. It was basically around interracial dating. And and based on my comment, somebody was like, it's the racist in you that that makes you say that. And I'm like, okay, could be. So here's my stance. Anybody who really personally knows me, I don't believe in marrying. Me personally, I would never marry a white woman. Personal belief, personal choice. It is what it is. But I'm not against I'm an old man now, but when I was younger, I wasn't against knocking one down here and there. I had to make sure my daughter went in her room. All right. I'm not against knocking one down every now and again. Totally different things. So they're like, man, that's crazy. You'd knock them down, but you wouldn't marry them? Absolutely. Because in my mind, this is just my mind. There's no science to this. Judge your mama, debate your mama. Don't debate me. I don't think that they're worthy to get my last name because they don't identify with my plight. And that's just as plain as it is. Culturally, we could never identify with one another. And that's just as plain and simple as it is. Why I believe that way. So yeah, it'll be okay. Again, I'm married. I've been married 12 years. I've been married 12 years. So a lot of this is just me talking, answering a question that I was asked earlier. And I'm just saying it's fun sometimes to knock them down. You do whatever you want to do with them. We all know the stories about white women and how they are. You do whatever you want to do to them. But me personally, no marriage. No marriage. Can't marry. I'm never gonna. And it'd be crazy because it'd be like, oh man, black women marry white men all the time. The percentage is so small. Don't let nobody fool you. The majority of married black women, because they're still like the least married, but the majority of married black women are married to black men. Don't let nobody tell you any different. So I don't believe you should be giving let me see. Same as slave masters. Some of us have had our fair share. So yeah, it's the thing. It's the unconquerable. It's the thing. It's like, oh man, this is like the black guy. All the other guys. Oh man, I wonder what it's like to be with a black woman. Men are men. Men are going to want to know what it's like to be with other women. So I want to be with an Oriental woman. I want to, you say I didn't say Chinaman, so I'm getting better. You're starting to sound like an Israelite. Eddie, I am an Israelite, man. Oh man, I said it out loud. I am an Israelite. And by the way, Eddie, I did try that chicken sausage that you recommended me. I found it last week. I forgot to tell you. So I did try it a couple of days ago. It was pretty good. Actually tastes like the regular one. You can't tell the difference. But yeah, I don't think we should be intermingling. I don't think we should. I'm sorry. I just don't think, and you call me what you want, because people hate when I start talking like this. Like, oh my God, oh, you're so racist and this. I'm not racist because I don't have the ability to control anything. I don't control any power structure. I don't control anybody's finances. I'm not racist. My race, I can't control that stuff. I am telling you, you can call me prejudiced, you say whatever you want. I am saying, me as a man, black man in America, I'm only marrying a sister. I am married to a sister. I've had the opportunity to mess with white women. It's just not my thing. Asian, any type of woman. It's just not my thing, because to me, I still believe that marriage is sacred and marriage is honorable, and you don't need to be giving it to anybody else but that of your own stock. And that's the black woman. So come for me in the comments. It is what it is. And last thing before we get the show started, Mike, I see you in the chat, but I don't see you up here. But lastly, before we get the show started, I did want to read this thing. There was a question also that me and my wife, shout out to Bones in the building. Yeah, I see, and see, and this is how you guys know. I don't think he mind me saying this, but Bones has a white girlfriend. But this is how I am. This is how you guys know that I'm probably one of the most. I'm one of the most solid guys. You know, I don't change my stance for anything. Me and Bones are close. If I was a fake or a fraud or something like that, I'd be like, oh yeah, whatever, you know. But no. But when his girlfriend comes around, we treat her with the utmost respect. That's who he loves. Just like I have gay family members. I don't care for the LGBT community. Y'all know that. But I'm still going to treat them with the utmost respect. That's the difference between me and you. I could not like something. Mike full of crap. Mike will boost me up in the chat, but if Mike get up here, Mike will be Mike full of crap. I cannot like something, but I can respect it. We had this conversation the other day about all the Trump hate. I don't necessarily have to like his ways, but I could respect certain things that he's doing. I always say hot and cold water comes out of the same faucet. We know that we had the TFP Democrats over here that, man, nothing Trump did was good. Nothing Trump did was good. But I will tell you, when I first met MD, and if MD's listening, he'll tell you, when I first met MD was contemplating on voting for Trump the first time. Tell me I'm wrong, MD, because I know you used to. So I don't know what happened, where the shift came, but hot and cold water could come out of the same faucet. With me, I could like a thing, I could not like a thing, and deal with it at the same time. The only thing, I'm going to say this, if you're a man dressed like a woman, you can't come in my presence. So like if I'm having a barbecue at the house or something and somebody brings one of them over here, you could be gay, you could be whatever, but if somebody brings you like that dressed over to my house, you can't come to my house because you're not gonna. I have a daughter. There's kids at my house. You're not gonna bring that over there and be confusing them. So see, look at Bone says have a child on the way. Probably gonna marry her. And guess what? I'm gonna be right there. I'm gonna probably be the one to do the wedding. Y'all see, that's what I'm saying. We live in a world where y'all too emotional. Y'all get too, you notice with me and Mike argue all the time. Me and Mike don't agree on anything, at least in front of y'all. He agree with me on everything behind the scenes, but we allowed to do that. We don't get in our feelings and be like, oh, I ain't talking to you and this and that. The issue, the only thing the only problem with me is don't talk about my wife and don't talk about my daughter. Then hold on. This is what I'll do to you if you talk about my wife and my daughter.
I am inevitable.
You immediately get Thanos snapped. You immediately get Thanos snapped. Anybody disrespect me? Well, not even me, because I don't care. Anybody disrespect my wife, anybody disrespect my daughter, you get Thanos snapped. And that is what it is. But you could have disagreements. That's fine. That's what we're here for. That's what this YouTube space provides us. Never seen her. Yeah, I think you've seen her, Mike. You've seen her at the last, I think she was at the Christmas function. Sweet girl. Can come over here whenever she wants. I never treat her any different. She loved my jerk chicken. I mean, what are we talking about here? That's what I'm saying. I cannot like something. Like I said, I have family members that are gay, and you guys know how I'm against the LGBT community, but I still could respect them. I'm not going to change what I say about them, but I will respect them. And that's the big difference. That's the big difference. So learn how to be able to, what they say, learn how to agree to disagree. We could disagree without being disagreeable, and every cliche that you could throw at them. Let me see. Yep, the wife and kids. Yeah, absolutely, Ricardo. You know that. But I've dealt with so many people on YouTube, and I've never got out of pocket until they mention my daughter or mention my wife. And furthermore, if it ever happens, I'm not the guy that's ever going to be like, all right, I forgive you. Welcome back into the fold. You never have to. That's not me. That's not me. We don't rock like that. Because if you get out of your pocket enough to disrespect my wife or my daughter, then it's up. Like, it's up. That is what it is. It's up, bro. We don't play around like that. We don't play around like that. We could disagree about anything else. Just leave the family off. Just leave the family out, especially if I'm not bringing up your family. Everybody know I could be the most disrespectful human being on earth, but I don't do that when it comes to the family. So, there it is, man. Nevertheless, though, I do see young Kev in the back. But let me read this one thing, though, before Kev come up. Mike on the way home, so I guess he'll jump on when he gets settled. Wayne, come on up here, Wayne. Come on, Wayne. All right, let me read this. So 57% of black men reach the middle class or higher as adults. So 57%. And that's an increase from the 38% in 1960. So we like to glorify the old days. I do. I admit that. I love to glorify the old days. But here's a stat from Black Million. This is from Black Millionaires saying 57% of black men reach the middle class or higher as adults. So shout out to those brothers breaking the stigma. Findings show marital status is a major factor, as 70% of married black men are middle class. And we know that black men marry black women. You may have your scragglers every now and then, so I'm not saying that, but we know that the majority of married black men are married to black women, and those black men have reached almost 60% at least middle class in this country. And I think there should be some applause for that, just because we like to be like, oh man, everybody poor and everybody in the doldrums and this and that. That's not the case. The people that you see complaining online, they don't represent everybody. Wayne always says this, the vocal minority, every time. He always says this. It's the vocal minority. There are families out there that going 50-50. I know y'all hate 50-50. I saw some preacher the other day, some woman preacher was preaching against 50-50. I wish I had the videos. I'd obliterate her. First of all, she shouldn't be in the pulpit. But second of all, she was talking foolishness. But y'all obliterating that, and everybody want everybody to struggle. Meanwhile, you got families that's actually doing their thing together and not giving a damn what you dingbats online are saying. Lastly, I say this because I just be going. Now you got me crunk up, but I got time today, man. I'm off. So this is the last thing I'll say is yesterday, me and my wife had a conversation, and it's funny because she actually wants to talk about this. We were just talking. I'm like, I was raised. I said, my dad raised me. So there's no secret. My dad raised me, and she was raised by her mom. And we were just talking about the dynamics of a husband and wife that were raised basically in single parent homes, but by the opposite parent. Because, a lot of black boys are raised by their mothers. But here you have this situation where you have a black man that was raised by his dad. And now he comes into this relationship with everything that my dad taught me. And I just thought it was a great conversation. And then I say, it's harder to be a dad. No, I said it's easier to be a dad than it is to be married. And she looked at me and she was like, you know what? You're right. And I thought, I didn't come to that conclusion easily. I'm like, because I got a kid, I got a 10-year-old daughter, and it ain't like it's easy, especially raising girls. But I thought about it, and I'm like, man, it is so much harder to be a husband than it is to be a dad. Because if you're a good dad, 9 out of 10, 60% of the battle being a good dad is being present. You could work out all the other stuff. You don't have to have all the money in the world. Like most of the time, the kids just want you to be there. Like I said, I'm off this week, and my daughter was like, Daddy, are you going to come drop me off for my dance recital? She literally just wanted me to wake up to drop her off to her dance recital. Not even getting out of the car. Just she wants me to be there so I could be the last face she sees before she does her performance. So, so being a dad, if you're present, and I know Mike could attest to this, I'm very curious to see what Mike got to say about it, because it seemed like show dynamic going to change because Wayne's not here. I'm very curious to see what he says about this, but I think dads, I think he agreeing with me, but what he'll do, he'll say that, oh, I said, y'all know how Mike is. So, but when it comes to being a husband, then you have to deal with a whole nother person that have their whole personality, and they've been taught it's different. Your kid, you teach your kid gets your ways. Your kid learns your ways. You're dealing with somebody who has somebody else's ways, and 9 out of 10 those ways are different, and it's going to be a clash, and it's going to be hard, and I'm just saying that's just something to think about. But that's something me and my wife were talking about yesterday. But nevertheless, man, let's get into this show. I do see 2 of my 3 coach back. Oh, somebody got a noise in the back. Somebody got that driving noise.
What up, my peoples?
What's
I'm
up?
here, Kevin, and I'm hydrated. What's up?
You're hydrated. What's up, Mike?
That Negro said hydrated. That is hilarious. Trevor, you messed up my joke. I didn't say I didn't meet Bones' woman. Of course I met her. She sold me some candy. I said I didn't know you were married. I was like, who was that? Have I met her? Is she nice?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you were talking about me.
I was talking about Dope Patella. All right. What up,
Hey.
y'all? Mike in the building. I'm almost home. I'm about to hit 95, and it's 2 exits to the cribbo.
I wanted to do this. Man, we missed a chance to do a running gag. Damn, we really missed the opportunity to do this. But y'all familiar with Ricky Smiley and Black Tony, correct?
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay, so Kev don't know, but for the majority of people, they familiar with Ricky Smiley at least. So he has a member on the cast. Black Tony is a comedian who never comes to work, never shows up to work. And every morning they call him, he's always some excuse. I gotta send you some of his excuses, Kev. You'll get lost in them though. Trust me, I listened to like 4 hours straight of that. And every day is a different excuse. Like it's always the excuses gets more and more ridiculous. And I missed the opportunity to call Wayne whenever he's not here and just ask him why he's not at work. But I think that will work better with Mike, because I think Mike got more comedic timing. So Mike would make it funny. Like,
bro, there's a Native American out here. He's building a teepee, and he told me I could buy for 13 racks. I thought he meant 1,000. He really means I got to go to IKEA and build these racks. It's insane. So after I build them, I'll be right to work, bro. Just give me 3.5 hours.
You know, the show only 2 though.
That was the joke, Trevor.
Exactly. I know. That's why I retorted with what Ricky Smiley would say. Say, yeah, see, it would work so much better with Mike. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness, man. Mike, so what do you think about what I was saying about the fatherhood thing?
Oh, I'm trying to learn to say things nicer. That's what my therapist is working on me with. Because I agree with what you said wholeheartedly. I just agree for a different reason. I agree because I think the majority of modern women are allowed to be babies sometimes. They're allowed to be babies. They're allowed to go, no, but I just want it because. It's like, okay, explain why you have to have it. Because it's pretty. And I think that's what's the hard part, because a dad has to deal with a child that's always a child. But a husband has to deal with a person that's supposed to be their partner that can be a child at sometimes, that could be disagreeable and a brat sometimes, that could be a sex object sometimes. This person can be all over the place, and you really have no idea who you're dealing with. My ex used to get mad because I used to label her 1, 2, and 3, where number 1 was who I was madly in love with, number 2 got on my nerves, and number 3 I hated. And it's the truth. Like, she can be so many different people, but me, as me being me, I'm always MIR. You know what I'm saying? It's always me. So that's it's very difficult to be a husband, and it's sad because most women, not all, most women act like they don't know that. Most women act like they don't understand that they're different in their luteal phase. I mean, logically, they'll tell you like, oh yeah, you know, when the luteal phase comes, I'm a little more sensitive and blah blah blah. But if they get into it with their guy, they'll never admit, oh man, maybe I was being a little sensitive, or oh man, maybe I was being a little too over dramatic, or oh man, maybe I was being a little too angry over something that didn't matter. I remember once I got in an argument because I left a cup on the counter, and then the next day she left the cup in the exact same place, and I took a picture, and she's like, oh well, it's different because I knew I would move it. What, you thought I was gonna leave it there till it grew a plant? What you thought I was gonna just, wow, no, this cup is never gonna be used again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's got to be easier to be a father because you're always dealing with the same person. They might have illogical thoughts. They might have silly moves, like Bill Cosby said. They might answer with, I don't know. But you're always in the same position of dad, child. When you have a wife, you can be in 9 different positions and breakfast ain't even get served yet. But hey,
Yeah.
I'll be quiet.
No, I got no disagreements, man, at all. It's funny. It's funny because I wasn't expecting her to agree with me. When I said it, I was like, okay, yeah, she actually agreed. That's crazy. But
Hey, I've never heard of this woman, but I would think you would choose a person that would have some logical stakes in them.
but you know, most women, man. Well, not all. Some of them, they would look at that as a entrance to start an argument. Like, what do you mean? Is it what, David? Oh, you don't love me, or it's just, it'll always just turn into something stupid like that.
See,
It just
that is the biggest problem in relationships that I believe, because, and I'm only talking for this invisible woman. If she can disagree with me if she wants, she chose you as the man she wants to be her husband. She chose you as the leader. So why would she automatically think you're trying to attack her? You see how that logically lines up? You're the man she decided I'm going to spend these years with, and it's already been 12. But the majority of women that I talk to act like, oh, well, just because I chose him don't mean that's who he is. I know I chose him, but he could be crazy. I know. I'm like, then choose better. And then they get mad at choose better. That's the problem. She knows she didn't choose a man who attacks women, who's trying to attack women, especially the woman he chose to have his child. So why would that be her first reaction? See what I'm saying?
Kev, what you think about this? I mean, I know you don't got no kids yet, but what do you think about this?
Yeah, I don't have any kids, so I can't really say I got input on this. All I know is I'm just gonna have to do my best to figure out how to relay my emotions to a way that I'm not gonna be affected, and also in a way that makes sense for her, to where it's like you can't argue on my logic. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like it's gonna be logic versus emotions, and you know, a lot of times when it comes to emotions, they don't really like, or how do I say, when it comes to people in general, they don't really care about like the logic of the situation. They just care about how things feel. So yeah, it's an uphill battle that I'm still working on, because like even now I still like I don't really like say the full truth. I kind of like go around it, but I still say what I have to say, but I kind of go around it to like try to, you know, save their feelings and stuff like that. But yeah, in general, I just got to get to the point where like, yeah, I got to say how I feel, say what it is, and then have them deal with it. And then when it comes to a daughter, yeah, I would say I'd have to do the same thing, because kids are very they're very receptive, and they're very accepting of like the things you say. A lot of people think kids are idiots, but no, they just watch your actions and kind of mimic what you do. So, yeah. So as long as I'm telling them exactly, what they need to hear, not what they want to hear, but what they need to hear, then I'm sure I'll be fine when it comes to kids.
Yo, every time Kevin talks, I know he ain't got no kids and he ain't got no woman. Every time he says something, that man literally just said, I'm going to relay it to her in a way that she won't even be able to not take it the right way. Negro, what are you talking about? You can tell a chick the sky is blue because the ocean's blue, and she'll be like, I read that in the science book, but because you said it, I don't believe it. Who you think you
You're
are to tell
hilarious.
me what the sky is? Man, go sit down.
Oh my god.
You're hilarious, Mike. But in general, like
hilarious and right.
if for example, like let's say she's getting like bigger and not thick. I'm talking about like big, like
She's
unhealthy.
getting fat, nigga. Say the word. She getting fat.
I'm not gonna go out there and say like you look fat as hell. Ugh, disgusting. No, I'm concerned about your weight, and I think you should check into it or whatever. However I say it, but in a way that's not like you can find it disrespectful.
Kevin, women can find anything yo, what's wrong with your boy? I've seen a man tell a woman, hey baby, this dress is a little tight. And she goes, you trying to call me fat? And blew up at him. And he said, no, I think you got the wrong size. This is your sister's dress. And she was like, oh, after 20 minutes of yelling. There is no way to say anything to an emotional person that's not going to get an emotional reaction. You got to find you a woman that, like I've heard Trevor has, that can find logic in things and go towards it. But that's a training. That's not something they're born with. Most women are freaking illogical creatures. No matter what you say, how you say it, she's going to hear. You remember that therapy thing I said? How when my ex and I went to therapy and she looked at the doctor and said, I hear that he says this thing. He's saying A, B, and C. But when he said it, I feel like he said X, Y, and Z. So I'm mad at him for X, Y, and Z. And then I told him they're both out of their mind. That's women.
Is that, since you couldn't hear me,
is that straight?
Again, I have to stick to my guns when it comes to telling the truth. That's what I said. I need to talk to your therapist.
Sir, what you said was, I'm going to say it in a manner that she can't find disrespectful. And I'm telling you, there is no such manner that a person can't find disrespectful. Just like when I tell you something, and no matter what I say, you hear what you want to hear, same thing they do to you, bruh.
You hurt my feelings, bruh.
And that's why I leave my feelings in the trunk.
I want to read this comment from Eddie before it get bumped up too far. He says, remember to have mercy on your kids. Absolutely. Especially as a father, contrary to popular belief, we do owe our kids an explanation. Boy, that's a hard one to swallow, because we've always been taught, I don't need to tell you anything. Or they ask you, how come? You're like, I don't need to tell you because I said so. I was watching ATL the other day. One of my favorite movies. I don't know why, but I just like it. Well, I know.
And you said favorite, not best, so you're allowed. Yeah.
So I and Lauren London and her dad were arguing, and he was like, I don't have to tell you. No, she was like, I don't have to tell you anything. And then she was like, well, I don't have to tell you anything. And he was like, why am I arguing with you? Because I said so. That's why. And he just ended the conversation right there. And I'm like, damn, bro, just a little explanation probably would have deaded that situation. I was thinking this all these years later. Now that I'm watching, I'm like, and Eddie drops that in the chat. Yeah, we do need to explain to a point our rationale. We can't just be yelling at them and punishing them and not. It's like the video we played a couple of weeks ago, and the little kid was asking her parents, like, hey, why? What's up with all these rules? Looking for an explanation to the rules. So I 100% agree with what Eddie says there. I do have a comment that I want to read because
not explaining is a form of child abuse. I agree.
So I wouldn't go to child abuse route.
Definitely child abuse. It's
get them,
psychological and emotional.
No, you know why I'm not gonna get him? Because y'all fools are the reason that he feels confident to speak his nonsense. Y'all the ones that gave him the gravitas to speak this foolishness. So y'all
You
deal
not
with
owe
it.
your daughter an explanation.
Did
That's
you hear
not
me?
child
See? No,
abuse,
no,
though.
no, no. Do you
No,
see how I didn't say that? And he invented that? Y'all see that, right? I didn't even say the word daughter. And he invented that I said it. That's how it works, Kevin. That's why Mike is right.
This is a form of abuse right here. You're not listening.
I
but
didn't say anything.
yeah, Kev, he didn't say that though. He literally Kev plus Lizzo, huh?
Who's Lizzo?
The
Kevin gonna tell Lizzo, you don't look
isn't
you
she a
look
rapper?
fine in
Oh,
that
okay.
dress.
Yeah.
Now she's lost a tremendous amount of weight, man.
And she's still fat, Trevor.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's just mean.
I mean, and she's gotten a lot smaller though. It's working though. It's working.
So
But
she's less
Put in work.
fat,
Yep.
but she's still fat.
I don't see how that's child abuse though, Kev. You got to be careful. See what I notice about you. You just
There we
love
go.
to just throw the words out. You don't give a damn how it's gonna come off. You just child abuse. It's just no. How is it? You know what
But it
child
is.
abuse is? Like how is that child abuse? If okay, we can use me. If my daughter asks me something she don't understand, and I'm telling her because I just did it today. I'm like, but the reason I did it because of what she heard, I thought it was too adult for her, so I didn't need to explain. I didn't need to explain it to her. It wasn't time for me to explain it to her. So I was just like, don't worry about it. And what that was child abuse?
Well, I'm not gonna walk it back. I just gotta think of a good example.
Yeah, come on, because man, you're walking yourself into a buzzsaw.
Hey, that right there is nonsense. A person that says I'm not gonna walk it back just to not walk it back is proving all of our words. So I don't really need to say anything. Thank you very much. I'm good. Well done today, Mr. Trevor. I respect the word coming out of your mouth today. I don't know what happened. You must have drank some fruit juice before the show started. Got your juice on, but you feeling real MIRish today. All right, Johnny Gill, go ahead, bro. I see you.
He crazy.
I'm just honest.
He crazy.
You sound like you about to sing Boys to Men real quick, bro.
Yeah, Kev don't. I don't think that's what I'm saying, man. And again, we got to remember Kev was way younger than us. They use to certain words. That's not it. That's not it. You got to be real careful when you say that's child abuse. Just because I feel like as a parent, I'm using wisdom to protect her from a certain situation. Like she don't, and I forget. God, I wish I remember what it was, but it was something we were watching TV and something just flashed across the screen. And I just thought it was too, for me to explain it, it was too much of an adult nature. So I'm like, you know what? Don't worry about it. You don't need to know about this.
You know what that's called, Trevor?
Well, you can explain that it's an adult. It's too adult for that child. It's just like with that video you was just talking about, where the kid was talking about like, hey, you're giving me so many rules, but I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I did. Can you explain like what I did first, or can you explain the rules first before I do something? To you or to other parents, they're just thinking like, oh, he's just a kid, just do what I say. But to him, he's like, yo, my parents are picking on me. Like you could say that's emotional abuse right there. Same way, like there had to be like regulations on YouTube where there was like not a certain family, but there was a bunch of families who were like using their kids for content, and they were like, how do I say this? They were pretty much like emotionally manipulating their kids.
They were pimping their kids online.
Yeah, to get a reaction out of them, and then CPS had to take their kids out the household. To you or to another parent, they can argue like, oh, well, I'm the parent, I can say whatever I want to my kid. But to someone like, let's say CPS, can look at those videos and be like, okay, this is just too much. So
Trevor,
hey, it is what it is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Trevor, I need you to remember this moment, please. I'm going to write it down. This is the problem with Kevin. This is the problem right here. He does not understand the word nuance. That is the problem with Kevin. Kevin took one instance that was actually child abuse and then extrapolated it out to everything we were talking about.
Yep.
That's his problem. He does it all the time. The difference is he's doing it to you, so it's not funny. When he's doing it to me, you and Wayne sit back and giggle and laugh in the chat. Key. Look at him getting Mike mad. That's why Mike don't argue with Kevin no more. It's a waste of my effort. So now it's on you. I leave the rearing of Kevin's 30s to 40 to you. All you.
So listen to this. Let me give you an out, Kev. So you
I should be rearing Wayne, to be honest.
You bring up the
Wow.
you bring up the video of the little kid that we were talking about, you know, like with all the rules and everything. So this is where I'd give you some credence to what you're saying. If me as a parent, I'm giving this kid all these rules, and I'm not explaining the consequences of anything, I'm not giving them any context as to why I'm saying it, they end up breaking the rules, and then I go across their head. Then you see how many you see how many steps I had to go through though to make that abuse, versus you just saying, "Oh man, you're not telling them anything, so it's not abuse." So I'm giving you an out. Just take the out. I'm giving you the out.
Emotional.
That's what's wrong with you. That's what's wrong with Trevor. You just like you ever seen that show with the white dude and the half white dude, where the half white dude is always wrong and the white dude be giving them leeway? That's the problem. Y'all don't ever let people sit in their wrongness. I had to earn this rightness. You were wrong, Kevin. Ain't no way out. You were just wrong. If I tell my child not to do something, it's their safety. They don't give a damn about, it ain't no child abuse. If I say, get out the street, and she goes, why? And I yank her ass out the street, that ain't child abuse. That's a car coming. Safety. That's what being a parent is. You are
has nothing
wrong.
to do with what I said.
Period.
You're just
that has everything
inventing
to do with what you're
problems.
talking about. If you can take what we were talking about and move the goalposts all the way to some child abuse case, then I can take it and move it to saving my child from getting hit by a car. Thank you very much. If you don't like it when it happens to you, deal with it. Go ahead, Trevor. Move on to the next one.
So let me read this. Let me read this this comment. I'm not gonna say who sent it to me. And this goes back to my marrying me, and again I said me personally, marrying only black women. So they asked me how come, and I was like, well, because white people can't identify in our struggle, and we just don't match. Like culturally, we just don't match. We don't have anything in common outside of what I'm assuming would be sex. So here we go. White people are number one in welfare and homelessness. That's a fact. That's a fact. What's the struggle you're referring to? Fair enough. Most of the here we go. Mike going to blow his gasket right now off of this, what I'm about to read.
Sound like white supremacy.
Most of the problems in the black community are self-inflicted, terrible culture. Oh, let me finish. Because I told you about to blow your gasket. Let me read that line again. Because I was agreeing with the white the welfare, because we know white people lead in welfare fraud and homelessness. All the homeless people I see going to work every day are white. What struggles are you referring to? So that's a fair enough question to ask me. But then to come back and say most of the problems in the black communities are self-inflicted, which I'd agree with that maybe 40%. But then he comes back and doubles down with terrible culture. Not saying that we don't have the see, you can't come back and do this now. Not saying that we don't have the world against us, but we have a effed up culture. So by your logic, and then they always play the sympathy card and throw my daughter in there, which was just fine. You know, your daughter should be dating outside of her race. No, by my logic, my daughter should be dating a black man. But you know, I'm gonna vet that guy like nobody's business. Here, this is a doozy for you, Mike. In today's world, how many black men will be able to identify with living in a decent neighborhood and having two in-home parents, let alone having a father? Now, all this was because I said that I'm not gonna marry no outside of their race. Go ahead, Mike.
Nah, you know what? I'm not even gonna allow myself to get upset.
No, Mike. No, Mike. No.
Bro, it don't make this sound like it. You know what this sound like it came from? This sound like it came from a dude who wasn't accepted as a child, and only got play from white girls, so he can't fathom a black unit. He can't, just because, and I don't know who you are, but whoever you are, please holler at me, because I love to tell you about yourself to yourself. There are a plethora of unified black families in America. Just because the media only lets you see the dysfunction of black people isn't my problem. You're probably a moron that thinks black people are going outside holding their guns sideways because a couple black guys did it in their 90s, and then every white director put it in a movie that the black guy gangster has to hold their gun sideways because that's how gangsters do it. Everything you know about black people comes from your fear or comes from television. You don't know no real black people. That's on you. And I'm talking to you because I think you black, and I'm telling you, you don't know no black people. All you know is what you think. You probably walk down the street, see a brother coming and get scared. That's who you are, sir. That's you. Don't come tell me about what's going on over here when you don't know a damn thing that's going on over here. That's one. Number two, I'm not even against interracial relationship because I know how modern black women are. They have a thing for Pookies and Rays and Tyrones, right? That's what the ones I've come across. They have a thing for them. So Russell Wilsons and Kevins and me's, we don't get looked at that way, which is fine. I still get my black girls on the corner because there's black girls that are nerds that play Magic. There's black girls that like chess. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't know that as a youngster. But there's a black girl out there for everybody. If you want to marry a black girl, you can find one. But if you just happen to like Puerto Rican delight, say that. Don't try to make it seem like it's something that we did. Trevor he wants a black person with a black person. Nothing wrong with that. If you want something different, nothing wrong with that either. I don't care who you bumping uglies with, but don't try to come at me and tell me what my people are doing is the problem. Sir, we can just go off of the last couple decades of redlining and the crime bill and everything that politically white people have done to destroy and try to disenfranchise. And yes, we know that means take away the right to vote because of AMD. But if you look at all the voter ID laws and all the so-called fraud voting that doesn't exist, all of that is leaning towards stopping black people from voting. So that's disenfranchisement. If you look at just the last couple decades, you can see how they're literally systematically trying to destroy us as a people. Not even going back to them when they used to eat us. I keep saying that and people act like it's normal. They used to lynch us, burn us, and eat our bodies. They used to try to break men who they called uppity by locking them up and having other men take their goodies. This is the people we're talking about. And people keep acting like the sheets have gone somewhere. They're in the back ironed by their wives. Okay? That's who's destroying black people or trying to destroy black people. So whatever you're talking about, sir, go back in your mom's basement. Go back to your white boss who you love and hold up and put on a pedestal and worship. Oh, Mr. Erickson, you're awesome. And stay the hell out the way and let the real players play. Because this ain't your fight. Your fight.
I thought he was done. My bad. I thought he was done. Go ahead, Mike. I thought you was done, man. Damn, my bad. I thought you was done. Oh, what happened? Mike.
Oh, there I go. What's up?
No, man. I thought you was done, man. I gave you the hot fire. I cut you off, man. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. I'm good. I'm good. And I appreciate the hot fire. You know I love my dog.
Oh, man. I told you, boy, that's not what you want.
Oh, no, he can come get it. He can come get it.
I'm like, and I don't disagree with what he's saying, man. But you know, with me, I think it's more 70-30, but I'm not gonna disagree with nothing Mike said. I'm not going to, especially when, you know, when I say, hey, I think we should be marrying black women, and then we just immediately go to the low hanging fruit and say, oh God, I don't even understand where the black men won't be in the neighborhood comment came from. I don't know where the hell that came from. That's crazy there. Kev, what you got for that? Shout out to Cliff in the building. Shout out to Keela in the building, the greatest moderator in the business.
Keith Tot and Cliff. Yeah, Cliff.
Wait, hold on. What does Cliff say? Most pro-blacks love a white spouse. If they can't get a white spouse, they'll date a light-skinned person. See, again, Cliff, those are the ones that's on like those are the ones that you see. Like, give me a list of all the pro-blacks.
I'm pro-black, and that's me right there.
But give me a list of all the pro-blacks, and then show me again. I bet you at least 70% of them are married to black women. I bet you can't. You're not going to be able to get away from that number. So what we do is we look at the ones that's up front, the ones that want to be seen all the time, the ones that they need to put to the front to push whatever agenda of the day is.
There you go. You said it right. The ones they push.
Yeah, and then we look at that and be like, oh, see, they representative of everybody. That's not representative of everybody. We're not a monolith. We're not like my neighborhood. A lot of white people are moving in this neighborhood, and when you look at them, they're all married to white men married to white women. The black people that are moving in, all black on black. But we could coexist together as a community. It was just like I was saying with Bones and his wife earlier. She comes to the barbecue all the time. She bring her kids to the barbecue all the time. Ain't no strife. And what's funny is they hear me say this type of stuff. So it's not like you gonna be around me and then you hear me say this and you go, oh my God, I can't believe it. No, I always talk like this, especially if I get some Crown Royal up in me. If you want a good time, you're lucky. Unfortunate circumstances why we had to cancel the Juneteenth party this year. We're just gonna push it later down in the year. But you want to get some Crown Royal up in me, then you're really gonna hear it. But Kev, what you got to think? What you got to say about that? What I just read.
Was that a comment? Or
yeah, no, that was. So the reason I even brought up the interracial dating thing is of a comment we were having earlier in another group. And then somebody saw my response, and then they responded to it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna read this on the show.
That's just weird. That's a weird comment, but yeah, man, it has nothing to do with your daughter. I think you mentioned that earlier, but
see that, and he didn't say my daughter he just was because I think it's like if I want to try to tug at Mike's heartstrings, I'm gonna be like, oh, what if your daughter was the one who was involved in that? I think it's just like cheap heat, what we call in wrestling, where they just try to Have you seen the dating pool today? Again, Cliff, show me this dating pool and then show me how tainted it is. I don't believe it, because what I see is a bunch of beanheads getting online telling me how bad everything is. But then when I go out, you know what? We already got a double date set up later on in this month. So when I go out and I see these couples, these black couples, these white couples, everybody getting together, doing their own thing, I'm like, well, damn, where's all this dissension that everybody's talking about? I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but what I am saying is not in the masses that you're making it seem. That's the problem. Is not overwhelming like everybody's making it seem. It's a small, vocal minority that Elon Musk and Zuckerberg and whoever else owns all these social media platforms have given us a voice to get on and spew some shit out. That's what I'm telling you. Go ahead, Kev.
Yeah, I think it's just a vocal minority. It's like an internet kind of thing. I mean, I feel like a lot of people have their opinions based off the internet, and from what I'm seeing lately, a lot of videos, a lot of like regular looking videos are freaking AI. So
this is getting crazy.
So I can see someone forming their opinion that the world is burning and stuff like that, but like you said, when you go outside, everything is fine. I mean, there was a threat of like World War III and stuff like that. like you said, I go outside, I still gotta go to work, I still gotta pump gas, I gotta talk to the cash register. Nobody bothers me, nobody causes issues, but if you go on the internet, you think the sky is falling. So Like I said, it's a weird comment, and to be honest, I feel like, you know, when it comes to people and their draws, like, stay out of their business. You know, it literally has nothing to do with you, whether someone's dating a white person or a black person, Puerto Rican, Asian, whatever. It literally has nothing to do with you. And I find it weird that people have this idea of the perfect community, but even the communities that seem perfect, like the church, for example, are flawed. So, I mean, if we can't get the perfect structure, then who the hell are you? Like like I said, people should just mind their own business.
Yeah, I was yeah, don't get me started on the church, but it's to that AI yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yesterday or day before yesterday? Me and Nene laying up in the bed watching The Shy, and she's on her computer, and I happen to look over, and I'm like, damn, she fine. Like, she got a list of girls on her computer screen. I'm like, damn, she fine. And she just started laughing. And I'm like, I said, wait a minute, why that girl look like you? And then I'm looking further, and I'm like, is that AI? She said, yep. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Bro, this is getting crazy. It's getting out of hand.
I remember a guy warning you all when this first started dropping. I remember a certain gentleman telling you how they could use this to put us in jail or to spread their propaganda or to make us fight. And y'all were telling me I was crazy. I remember a certain guy. I'm going to leave it right there. I just remember.
You know what that reminds me of, actually?
Yeah, you're going to talk about the post that I made the other day. You ain't slick. I see through you, sir. You're not smarter than me.
I was going to say.
You never will be.
I had to say certain people should stop sending me booty clapping videos to my messages, because it's all AI.
What? Hey, this is what you don't see. This is what you don't seem to get. I tell you all the time. You go to me. You go, well, if you hate thoughts so much, why are you looking at them? And I say, because that's what thoughts are for. Thoughts are to be stared at and then ignored. Just like this AI. This AI is to be looked at and then ignored. I look at it because it looks appealing, and then I go back to my real life. That's what it is, sir. I don't go to the strip club to find a girlfriend. I go to the strip club to waste a couple hours and a couple of dollars, and then go back to the real life.
Bro, there's some video. I told you at one point the highest earner on IG was an AI model.
Yep.
And when I found the video, and I found the page, and I sent it to Ricardo, and it was just like a regular. It wasn't even nothing crazy where you'd be like, it was just a regular and just bringing in the most money. Now you see these AI videos on YouTube where like disasters and stuff, like tidal waves and things like that. And I do blame these platforms, though. They should make you before you post these videos, put in at least in the caption that is AI generated, because I can see how some people would get scared. That's how the War of the Worlds thing started.
Yep.
You know, they were that's when they didn't have TV, so they were telling the story on the radio, and they told it so good that it made everybody go into mass hysteria, and they thought the world was ending and the aliens were attacking. So, and you know, people are so gullible that they could do that same thing. But see how, man, Wayne, we gonna have to save this one for you, man. But you see, the good thing about it, we could always pivot. So Eddie says YouTube does. See, Eddie, the videos I see on the shorts, like with the animals and stuff like that, those be AI, and it doesn't say it anywhere.
Facts. You could tell by jumping in it.
Yeah, man, there was one where this white lady was on a boat and she jumped off. And it's silly, but man, it was terrible. She jumped off the front of the boat, and then the whole boat capsized and all the waves came. I'm like, man.
Hey, y'all want to be scared? You guys probably haven't been there because, you know, Trevor is doing what he does and Kev is anti it right now. But if you ever go to Cornmub, whatever, go look up Cornmub. They have AI corn. AI, like, I'm going to send you a picture, not of the corn, but of the ad. There's an ad for like a whole AI thing separate from like regular, and these chicks look good. So
keep
it's
that
like,
to yourself.
So, okay.
To myself?
So Mike,
look
with
good.
okay, with that then. Okay, so here go the hard pivot. Pause. With that, where have, because we would agree men are the ones consuming this, correct? I know women consume it, but
90% at least.
not in the droves like the men are. Where
Facts.
have we become as men that now is not even real women we going crazy over now? We're going over artificial women.
You have to remember, artificial women are what incels dream of. Women that are programmed to do the things that they like. So why wouldn't they become super popular? Everyone, if you've ever met, they say never meet your heroes in real life, right? You go meet a corn star, she's not gonna be who you think she is. She's gonna think you're a disgusting old man that pervs on her, and she's going to go home with your cousin or something like that. She's not gonna want you. You remember that story of the guy who spent 50, I think $30,000 to $50,000 on this one girl. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And then she saw him, and she barely even wanted to touch him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. So
Didn't he offer?
say it again.
He offed her, right? There was one of them that they unalived the girl.
I believe it was something to that effect. I don't want to say it because I've already said the P word. I'm trying not to say nothing else. We can look that up later. I'm just saying this is a dream world that women are going to lose, because if AI wins, all that OnlyFans is the way to go stuff is gonna hurt your feelings. When they stop looking to you, just like you remember what they tried to do when they made up that rapper, that fake AI rapper, and they tried to use see, y'all don't even remember. That's how they get y'all. Y'all forget stuff so fast. They made an AI
Focus.
rapper. Say it again.
Focus. What's your
I
point?
am focused. They made the AI rapper, and the AI rapper was supposed to come in and start taking over music. They signed the AI rapper to an actual contract, and then black people just decided, nah, we ain't vibing with this, and then he fell out of favor. But for a while, they were trying to erase. They're trying to basically dictate, create, and make what is culture, and that's the only defense that black people have, that we don't like fake culture. And they're going to do it. They're going to do it with corn. They're going to do it with politics. They try to do it with music. We're at a disadvantage, bro. It is what it is. Men in corn, you're going to lose. But women are going to lose the most, because when AI women take over, they're going to lose all their money.
So
So if a man
Kev,
gets addicted to AI corn, that you how do I say this? So with that being their downfall, I don't have the question yet. Okay, what was your question, Trev?
no, I was gonna say this your wheelhouse right here. You always talking about incels and
Right.
you know, and things like that. So what do you think that Mike literally told us that on P Hub there's a category where is AI? This is insane. This, like, just think about it. I'm an 80s baby. Never in a million years would I have thought that there was going to come a time where you'd give up the nice natural looking woman to look at something that's not even real. Like, as a man, I want to see some imperfections. I saw a video the other day where this woman was getting her she was getting her tiger stripes taken off. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, you know, like, are you crazy? That, you know, but I digress with that one. But
No, I feel you. Tiger stripes are the joint.
I'm like, what? It goes to, man, boy, you talk about a mental problem in the LGBT community. There's a mental problem here, as like, what is wrong now that people are just like, okay, to hell with the women, period. You know, is bad enough my overconsumption, you know, with the corn, and now not only am I going to consume myself in it and get wrapped up in it, now I'm going to get myself wrapped up in it that's not even real. It's not real.
Well, it's definitely going to be the downfall of dating in general, because when it comes to men, like, men are supposed to be challenged. Can I say that about women? Maybe people are supposed to be challenged. I'm gonna say men. I'm gonna stick with just men for now. But yeah,
Of
men are
course
supposed to
you
be
are.
challenged. Anyways, yeah, men are supposed to be challenged. So when you take away that challenge, when you take away that satisfaction of like accomplishing something, or even the idea of like nurturing something like a relationship, or coming together with a woman and nurturing a child, yeah, you're gonna move away from developing a strong, independent person to becoming somebody that's dependent on whoever's controlling the AI, right? You're gonna be more stuck into the system to where you're dependent on it, like on some Matrix type stuff. Um, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be the detriment of like relationships. Probably the detriment to where it will have like um a collapse in population, because we're already seeing that with places like Japan. We're already seeing that with other places across the world, like Italy. I think I think Switzerland as well. I can't remember right now, but um, but yeah, I think when it comes to this, like there's not going to be any strong men anymore. There's going to be people dependent on the internet, and people dependent on fake dopamine in order to get their fix for the day. I had a point. I had a point to like tie it all in. I can't remember right now, but all I can say is like when it comes to stuff like this, you can kind of like move. How do I say it? You can like look at the behavior of men and see that this is why I'm the type of person to say you can't just go around blaming women for all your problems, because if you're the type of person who's gonna fall for AI, right? What about before AI, when it was just women on cornhole or OnlyFans, right? You can't come on the internet and say, or you can't announce to people that women are destroying the family when you're the type of person that goes to an AI or chat GPT and have a whole relationship with it. You see what I'm saying? That's the way I see it.
You see how he just moved the goalpost? Wow. That was
I made a lot of
amazing,
points.
the gymnastics.
I made a lot of points. My bad.
No, he did make some good
No,
points.
he made good points. The end was just terrible.
Ricardo Ricardo says, so listen to this from Ricardo. Ricardo says, I'll tell you what it is. It's the accessibility portion.
Facts.
Ricardo, it already was accessible though.
But not to this extent. Back in the day, you had to get a video. You had to know somebody that had a little freak video. You had to get old enough to get to the store. You had to have and it's for all my 80s babies that's real out there. You had to have your parents leave the house, and then you had to find the channel where the stuff was wavy on the cable channel, where it was wavy, and you might see a boob there. You might see it. You had to fight to see your corn. Now it's the phone. You could wake.
Did they kick me?
Oh shit, Mike fell off.
Oh,
He probably switching devices because it's telling me it's not connecting.
probably.
Let me read some of these comments. Cliff says it's like the movie Player One. I never heard of that. Maria G. So I'm gonna tell you about this. Maria G says I stopped using Google and use Chat GPT as a search engine. So I'm gonna tell you, I use Chat GPT to make my thumbnails and stuff. So when you see these thumbnails of like these women and stuff like that, they're not real. Chat GPT makes them. I tell it what the title's going to be. I tell it what the theme's going to be. I tell it what I'm looking for, and then it generates the thumbnail. But here's the funny thing. So when I talk to ChatGPT has gotten so familiar with me to a point now where they talk like me. Whenever I'd be like, hey, I need you to create me a 16.9 thumbnail, feminist movement, black woman, something to that. I say use beautiful black women, make it 16.9. Don't use the word. I try to give it as much information as possible, and it'll be like, no doubt, Trev, man, we got this, man. We're gonna rock this show. I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell are we doing here? It talks like me. It mimics me. Like I'm like, bro, this is crazy. So one day I'm like, hold on, because now I'm like, this is insane. because my wife told me about this. I didn't even know about ChatGPT. My wife told me about it. And so I said, what do you call yourself? Like, what do we call you? And then it was like, oh, you just call me Vision. You know, I'm your rider. I'm your this and that. I'm like, yo, bro, this shit is crazy, bro. Like, this is on some insane, scary level stuff that you got this computer program that is talking like me. It is talking like me. It doesn't matter. I can tell it right now anything, and it's going to answer it in my verbiage. That's crazy, bro. Like, man.
I'm not gonna lie, you can have really good conversations with ChatGPT.
Well, but that's the problem, right? That's the problem, right, Kev? That we're getting to a point now. I agree. You can have great conversation with ChatGPT, but you can have just a good conversation if you call Mike.
Better,
Nah,
because I'm way better than ChatGPT.
He's gonna yell at me and say I'm coddling women. ChatGPT would never.
Because ChatGPT lies to you because it knows what you want. You know what's so funny? Here's what's hilarious. I've heard both of you say I've heard Kevin say men are weak if they go to AI corn. And I've heard Trevor say he's afraid of what's going to happen. But both of you talk incessantly to ChatGPT. So that's the same thing. You're just not using it for self-gratification. I've used ChatGPT.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't letting no knuckle babies go. What she talking
Right.
about?
That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. You're letting them take over a different part of your brain. The only thing I've ever used ChatGPT for is to cheat on college homework. And that's the only thing I'll ever use it for.
All right, and corn.
No, I don't. What are you talking about?
You're the one going on different section of Cornhub.
See, this is exactly why I don't converse with him.
Your words, not mine.
Everyone heard me say that there's ads for AI on Cornhub. No one ever heard me say that I go there. See what I'm saying? This is why it's difficult to talk to Kevin. This is why.
Ads on Cornhub, meaning you have to put your ID in, because you know
I don't have to put my
ID
website.
In.
You're slow.
I'm listening, buddy. Go ahead.
You are not listening. I don't have to put my information in. I have what's known as a VPN. I convinced the computer that I'm in Atlanta, and now I can get on there. See how easy that was to fix? I did not put my ID in. You're assuming, and that's why you're not in MIR, because you're always wrong.
So wait a minute, Mike. So hold on. So now you took the extra step. Now, I know you got the VPN. I know you got the VPN for something else. I know you got the VPN for something else.
Thank you.
But the fact that you can access the VPN, can use the VPN to access it, is no different than me and Kev using ChatGPT just to complete a task for work or something like that.
I'm using the VPN to access real live amateur corn. You're using that has nothing to do with AI. You're both using AI to make your lives easier. I wasn't the one that came on here and disparaged it. You two were.
Well,
so
using
I'm you're doing the same thing. I'm talking, sir. I'll let you talk when you're talking. I'm talking. Thank you. When you guys are using ChatGPT for whatever reason to make your life easier, you can't then turn around and say the guy who's using it to make knuckle babies, which is the first time I've ever heard that, and it is hilarious. You can't get on that guy and call him weak, which you didn't say, Trevor. Kevin said it. But you can't go around and say that guy's weak when you're having conversations with ChatGPT, so much so that he's using your verbiage, and so much so that Kevin's having long-standing conversations about how he wants to find a second wife when he ain't got a first.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how long it takes to get you, but I would say this though, as far as ChatGPT, I don't know about anything else, but whenever I'm telling it to do things, I give it so much. Like I'll tell it, hey, write this on a fourth grade reading level or a fifth grade. Like I give it so much detail to where it's probably just like, man, I'm just memorizing all this stuff, but I don't think I ever said that I was a black man or anything. I don't think I've ever done that. I can't remember. But I guess you look at all the thumbnails I make, they're all the black people. So I guess it just kind of put two and two together and figured it out. But the fact that when it's responding to me is like, no doubt, and that's what's up, and we gonna make this fire, Trev, and just like what?
Because
You see
AI is
that video I put
racist.
in the chat?
Because
AI is racist.
I don't speak anything. Like I don't do speak, because like Maria G saying you could tell it to sound like a robot. I wonder if I could program AI to have an AI conversation with Booker T. Maria, they got
Yes.
they have rappers doing dead rappers doing features on live rappers now because of this AI crap. So you could tell it to do anything. The one thing it wouldn't do for me, it was one time I asked it to make a thumbnail for me, and it outright told me no. Is on TFP, they wanted to, I forget what the show was, but I was trying to make a thumbnail where Obama and Biden were giving Trump dap, and it would not let me do it. No, I was trying to do this for Kev, because Kev asked me to make that thumbnail, and I was trying. I spent like an hour trying to do it, and it would not do it. That's the one thing it told me it would not do, is anything political, which was crazy.
Even AI knows Kevin is out of his damn mind. See,
but that's crazy though. Like, of all the stuff you do, that's where you draw the line.
AI is biased.
Yes, on Kevin.
like that's
AI
where you draw the
sponsored by
line.
papist Democrats.
hold on, because Ricardo want to come. Oh boy, I think Ricardo. You know, whenever you start talking about that corn, but you get Ricardo.
Yeah, he about to defend corn as he should.
Yeah,
AI is racist. Y'all don't know it's racist. It's made by racist white people.
Let me put this link in the chat. Hey, Maria G, you might as well come up here too. I mean, you've never come up here. You might as well come up here. The link is in the chat.
Maria G is hiding behind the word. She's afraid to have real-time debates.
Sound like I'm about to yell at this cat. I
can't believe Trevor has a cat. That still bugs me out.
I just heard something fall, and it just sounds like she's somewhere where she shouldn't be. Oh,
what's her name again?
It was my daughter, Mocha.
Nah, her name's Mittens.
No, my cat's
I don't know.
Name is Mittens. It seems I just want to feel like I hear you going, Mittens, come here, Mittens.
I said I'm not Quagmire.
Hey, I need proof. I got to check your trunk.
I don't know if y'all saw that. I don't know if y'all saw that video I sent you about the Google VEO AI tool. I'm pretty sure it's already going on, but I have the sneaking suspicion that they're using like the pictures and your audio and your camera roll and stuff like that to make some of these like AI videos. Because like the video I put in the group chat was a video of like a couple of black women doing like mukbangs, and they have like all the vernaculars, like the nails, the braids, all the details. Like if you looked at that video and compared it to somebody else, you probably couldn't tell like the difference between the two.
Yeah, that's the thing they're doing now. They have a group of AI who all it does is make disrespectful videos about black women.
I saw that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
They're like doing like what do you call it? Like clickbait videos.
Yeah, they have the little dance where it's like, whenever I see a white man, ooh, my panties get drenched, and I'm like, word. That's what I wouldn't
be surprised if we see more of that. Yep.
Oh, but it's funny. But it's funny. People will look at that and say, see, without even thinking. Like most black women you go to, it wasn't in this group, but I told another group, I said, hey, go talk to 10 women. Talk to 10 women, social experiment. Talk to 10 women. I'll tell y'all too. Everybody in the chat. Talk to 10 black women. You ask them a specific set of questions. Do you mind splitting the bills? Do you mind if your man makes 6 figures? Does your man have to be like 6 feet? All the stupid ass talking points that everybody act like is the gospel when it comes to women. And I bet you at least 80% of those women are going to be like, man, I'm just happy to have one.
Unless you live in Miami.
I don't need all that. I don't need all that crap. Yeah, but the women in Miami, those women,
they're not real. They're not real.
Bro, Miami is not a real place. Miami is just a place on the map that just is not a real place at all.
I've been there and I'm still telling you it don't exist.
Yeah, Miami is terrible. It's a terrible place. But Ricardo, the link is in the chat. But I'm about, before we move on to the last story, because Wayne didn't make it, so I don't want to play none of his videos. But I do have another one that I want to play, especially for Mike. I saw this and it just, I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect for Man Talk Monday. So I do want to play a little game with Mike.
Pause.
Yeah, no homo. I want to play a game called Blind Rankings. So we know normally Mike ranks things in the top 10 list, number one being the best all time. But I want to do a blind rankings. I'm gonna give Mike 5 choices. He's gonna have 5 choices. I want everybody to hear what I'm about to say. He has 5 choices. I'm gonna give him the choices randomly, and he's going to have to rank them as I tell him. You can't change. You can't change your pick.
That's gonna suck. But all right, let's go.
You can't change. You can't change your pick. You gotta rank them as they are. So you got to be careful with how you give out these rankings. And the topic of this is worst TV or movie mothers of all time.
Okay, let's go.
So worst TV movies, mothers on TV or movies of all time. And this is Mike's top 5. And this is going 5 being the least, 1 being the absolute worst. And number 1, well, no, I'm not, but this the first one, The Mother from Mommy Dearest.
I think I see what you're trying to do. So I'm gonna put her at 3.
Ooh, good choice. That's a good one.
Thank you.
I'd put her. That's a good one.
Thank you. I tend to be smart. Don't tell nobody.
All right. The next mom, the mother from Divorce in the Black. And you could elaborate on these moms if you want.
She was disgusting. Like, if you've ever heard somebody say women raise sucker boys, or they just, you know what I'm saying? This is the epitome. You just knew, you know what? You just knew it was a Tyler Perry movie just by the mom. You should have just known by the mom and what she did to her offspring and how she made them. Number 2, she's 2.
Ooh.
I'm going to give her 2.
Oh, man.
I'm going to give her, I really hated her because it's her, she's the reason the show even existed because of what she did to them boys. She's disgusting. Go ahead, next one. I don't like her.
All right, so far, Mike has The Mother from Mommy Dearest, Miss No More Wire Hangers herself at number 3. And he has the terrible dirtbag mother raising those horrendous boys from Tyler Perry's Divorce in the Black at number 2. Next up, Rochelle from Everybody Hates Chris.
You know what's so messed up? If this list didn't have all-time horrible humans, she would be high on my list.
What?
If this show didn't have, because Trevor's pulling out some devious, despicable women. Rochelle's supposed to be higher, but I'm gonna have to give Rochelle a 5. She should be higher, but I'm gonna give her a 5. I'm gonna give her a pass.
Yeah, I think Rochelle is disgusted. Man.
She's horrible.
Oh my God, bro.
Ran that boy out the house. And she a horrible wife.
Yeah. Miss my man got 2 jobs. Oh my God.
You feel me? So I could quit every job I've ever had. And then the second he takes my job and does my job better than I do my job, I get an attitude with him for that. Ugh.
Yeah, it does seem like she hate Chris. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, if you didn't mean that as a joke, you're slipping. That was hilarious. That should have been a joke. You'd be like, you know what? She's probably everybody. Because everybody hates Chris. Damn, you should have. Oh, never mind. Good try, though. That was a good joke. If you meant it as a joke.
So number 2 is taken. Number 3 is taken. And number 5 is taken. So all available is 1 and 4. Mm-hmm. Next up, Precious's mom.
You know what's so messed up? I feel like the person you're holding last is going to be this vicious monster that I can't think of. So I'm afraid to put Precious mom first. You know what? I'm not. I'm
number 1. What the hell?
I just thought about
it.
Precious's mom is number 4. You know why?
Oh,
Yes. You know why? Because because the
Because you got a
abuse
degree.
didn't start with her. The abuse was started before her. That line of who was gonna love me, that came from somewhere. That came, I was just, and I don't want to get too deep because it's somebody I know. I was just talking about somebody with my therapist, talking about how they affected my life and how they loved, actually, no, never mind. I'm gonna say trauma in a family does not start with the bad mom. It probably started with the grandmother of that mom who tortured their mother, who tortured that mom, who tortured you. That's why you have to, that's why they say you have to give grace and then forgive, but never forget, and then try to cut off those generational traumas because that's what didn't happen. She thought she was doing better than her mom did for her. That does not, now feel me on this, that does not excuse anything that she did. Anything. Because as I told Kevin, it doesn't matter why you did something. It just matters that you did it. And that makes you a horrible human being. Teacher from forever. But on the list that we're making, it gives her a reason not to be the worst mother for me. Go ahead. Who's number 1?
man.
Let me hear it.
So Mike has her at number 4.
Yes.
So now I say that this is the worst human being on earth.
I knew it.
His mom.
Oh, damn it.
But Mike, so let's look at it. So at number 5, he has Rochelle from Everybody Hates Chris.
Who would be number 3 on the regular list. I can't stand her.
Number 4, he has Precious's mom, which is way too low.
I agree. She should be number 3.
Number 3, he has Mommy Dearest, Miss No More Wire Hangers herself.
She needs help.
Number 2, he has that dirtbag mother from Divorce in the Black.
She caused the murders.
So that means that the worst mom in all of TV,
if you say Claire
movie
Huxtable,
history,
we're fighting. If you say Claire, oh, you said movie.
All the TV and all of movie history goes to Ricky and Doughboy's mama from Boys in the Hood.
I was right. I knew it. Damn right she's number 1. Damn right she's number 1. What a horrible, you could have picked her. You could have picked Baby Boy. I hate all of them. I hate them all.
Yeah, she has to be number 1. She's the worst.
Oh my I can't read you, Trevor. I can read you from around the corner.
Bro, when you talk about ruining a generation, ruining a bloodline, shout out to Final Destination Bloodline. That is it right there.
Facts.
That woman showed so much favoritism to one son. That is the epitome of you look just like your ugly ass daddy. Mm-hmm. The way she treated Doughboy could have been so great because he was smarter than Ricky. Ricky was an idiot.
Bro, he was way smarter than Ricky. He had leadership qualities. He could get people to come together, and he was wise enough to know that if this isn't something for you, you're a different type of person. Get out the car. This ain't for you, my boy. Go home. He was and did not hold it against him. Didn't call him a buster. Didn't call him a sucker. Didn't make him feel bad about it. You weren't supposed to be in this car anyway, brother. Go home. That's a leader. Doughboy could have been what's that guy who started? Damn it! Who started the Black Panthers?
Huey? What, Huey?
He could have been a Huey Newton. He could have been the guy from Chicago with the movement there with that they bombed. He could have been a great. He just got skewed to the gangster life because of his mother. Doughboy could have been a great human being, sir. But he had no support, no love, a traumatic mother who just made everything horrible, who only showed love to the athletic. And I can't even, I hate her, but just like I said about Precious' mom, it had to come from somewhere. It had to come, and guess what? I bet money was her mama. Bet money was her mama. He ain't gonna be worth nothing unless he can get to the NFL. Look at him. Look at him. He's just chubby. He's chubby. Look at your young baby. Young baby got abs and he only 8 years old. Focus your love on him. I guarantee you it came from that. But she's like I said, you cannot excuse horrible behavior because of reasoning. She's a horrible human being, damn sure number 1. And that's why she lost all her kids. Because I like to believe Doughboy cut her off. I like to believe Doughboy was like, I'm done with that.
So when you look up toxic in the dictionary, I always like to talk about toxic masculinity. No, toxic Brenda. I think that was her name, right? Brenda. I forget her first name, but that whatever her name was, that's it. Toxic to the core. When Ricky got shot, she immediately, what did you do? Yep. He's like, what the like, what? Bro, she never loved that boy. She never showed him any attention. I remember in the opening scene when he was brushing his hair, she was like, you fat ass, you don't do nothing. You ain't nothing, just like your daddy. Meanwhile, Ricky's sitting there doing the same exact thing. He just got the football in his hand. Bro, so I'm gonna make a suggestion for I know he doesn't podcast because Mike says something that I can't overlook. I need a breakdown of Precious's mom. Because Mike figures you ain't gonna get me to not think she is the devil, but you'll at least get me to listen. What you said, you'll at least get me to listen. You ain't gonna make me think she's not the devil, but I think that'll be a hell of a show for you guys to break her down. Because man, you talk about a terrible person. Like when you look at everything that woman did. I didn't even realize I watched the movie because that's one of those movies I could only watch twice. It's like one of them things that is just like, I didn't realize there was a scene where she was like, make mommy happy. And I'm like, what? I'm like, come on, man. So y'all got your man raping his daughter. You calling her kids mongoloids and stuff like that. You that's beating crazy. Her up because you lost, which I don't understand how they lost their welfare. I mean, with more kids, you would have think that they would have gave them more, but that, whatever. You beating her up because of that, throwing the TV at her, and on top of all that, beating her up because of the pig feet. Oh God, what a terrible person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a breakdown from y'all. And then on top of that, to talk about make mommy happy.
Go watch the interview with Mariah Carey, the interview at the end, Mariah Carey and Monique, when their characters are talking. She's going to spew a whole bunch of nonsense. But at the end of the nonsense she spews, where she starts to realize this is mostly her fault, or all her fault. She starts to take a look within. She starts to take a breath, and she starts to, oh my, this is me. This is me. And it's just when she goes, well, who was going to love me?
Well, Mike, hold up, Mike. Did. No, Mike, I think she was
deflecting. Learn her damn lesson.
No, Mike, she was deflecting because she was that you're talking about when she was like, weren't you born in November or something like that? She was like, no, I was born in the spring or something like that. And then she was like, no, it was when Miss such and such died. And then she just started ripping off a whole bunch of nonsense. She was deflecting.
No, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about when she was talking, when what's her name? When Mariah Carey's character was drilling her, no, you're this, you're that, you're that. And she just starts crying. And she's like, no, but who was going to love me? Who was going to give to me? She became a child in that moment. And it was just a child being hated on by the people above her who just was carrying on the tradition. This is the stuff that Kevin says exists everywhere, but it doesn't, but it does exist. And I'm telling you, go watch it again take away your feelings for Precious. Because that's what makes you hate her. Take away the feelings for Precious and go into it as an open vessel and just watch just watch the conversation between those two and actually hear what she's saying. Because when you listen to it, all you're hearing is, you lying heifer, you threw a TV at Precious. That's all your brain's telling you. Because I watched it. All your brain is telling you is, you the one that called her kid this. Go watch it again, erase Precious from your mind, and just listen to what she's actually saying. Or I could do a deep dive into it, which I probably will. I kind of like the thought of you.
Yeah,
I like the thought of that.
Yeah, I hate that woman.
Oh, you're nothing I'm gonna say is make you not hate her. She's a horrible human being. And shout out to Maria G, because she's right. We could have threw Cookie Lines from Empire, and you said Brianna Barksdale. No, we should have threw the mom of what's his name, the boy that had the pretty hair, the long hair, and the ponytail. That was Weebay's kid, Weebay's baby mama. She is disgusting. He comes home crying and she slaps him and goes, you a man. You get back on the block. Stop worrying about this school. Talking about school. Go back on the block and sell that crack. Like, word? Your child he's like going to high school. Like, that's what, but you gonna be a soldier like your daddy or a punk. Word? And it took her father, a hardened, drug-dealing murderer, to say, Peacher came here and said, that boy got a future. You gonna let him live. You gonna let him try, and say the hell out of his way. And she's fighting him on that. He had to threaten her life and said, you forgot who you talking to? You forgot who I am? In jail, out of jail, I'm still me. And I'll get you touched. You can't go far enough. You gonna let that boy live. That is from a man in prison for murder, trying to protect his child more than the mother who's on the street living with the boy. All right, I'm sorry. I got a little, my bad. All right.
That's why.
Speaking of parents, did you watch Straw?
Of course I watched. I watched Straw twice.
Oh my God, we watched that. Well, I watched it once, and me and Nini's supposed to watch it again. I gotta watch it again before I get my final verdict on it. Because I can't, because here's the deal. Because when I initially watched it, I had a bunch of people telling me how terrible it was. So I went in there like, oh my God, this is the worst thing in the world. So when the first 30 minutes of it, I'm like, man, this is crazy, boy. This is typical Tyler Perry with his black woman drama, trauma and all that. But then when I start getting into it and realizing what was happening, because I realized the twist before it happened, because I'm like, wait a minute.
You did?
Yeah. I was like, yeah,
nice.
I even said it on a voice note to another group. I was like, I knew this was going to happen. Before it ever happened, I said, oh my God. I said, I bet you this is what's happening, just based on certain movements that she was making. But then I started to feel real sympathetic for her because of the daughter with the seizures. It don't take much to get me. Like whenever you start throwing that in, because then I'd be like, man, we dealt with that for like, the first 6 years of my daughter's life. So I know what she was dealing with. So I gotta sympathize with her. So me and Nini gonna watch it again so we could then give our real thoughts on it, because I don't think it was as terrible as everybody made it seem, but I think it also was very unrealistic in the fact that we, just because of a sob story, we're glorifying somebody that off somebody. And I always have a problem with that. You break the law, you got to deal with it.
And my problem is, you guys made half of the sympathy you felt for her was about stuff that ain't happened.
Well, yeah, I personalized it though, because
no, not you. I'm talking about they used the angry black man, and they used the hatred of us to make us feel a way, and it wasn't even true. Think about that. This man wasn't picking on her for no reason. She lied about where she was going because she needed a therapist. And but they'll have you believe he's the monster.
And you know what I hate, y'all? That guy was terrible. He should have been on this list. But well, based on her point of view, because that was all from her point of view.
Exactly.
But here's my bigger issue and why I don't like Tyler Perry. Man, he make black men look bad.
Facts.
Like every black man in the movie, was a piece of trash. You got the black man in the in the grocery store. Come on now. What black man, first of the month, in there with his woman, getting all her food stamps, all her grocery for the month, is going to throw some glass down on the floor and not have all the other sisters like check him? People don't act like that. They want me to believe that all black men are animals. That woman would have did that. He wouldn't have done that. Black men don't do that. Like you going, just because the $38 and now he gonna throw something on the ground. You know what he would have been like? He'd be like, man, baby, let's get this shit and dip. Let's get what we could get and dip. So he paints black men, and then the black guy in the bank during the robbery. He's just a coward. He leave the old people in there, leave the women in there. Tyler Perry is.
You're not done.
Tyler Perry don't know how to portray black men at all,
because he's never been one.
Because if you're dark skinned, he gonna paint you the villain. Shout out to Charles Harris, one of the greatest villains ever, because of Diary of a Mad Black Woman. He gonna paint you a villain. If you light skinned, he gonna make you soft and he gonna make you always Captain Save a traumatic woman. He gonna always do that. That's what this guy has capitalized. Listen, and y'all, that's y'all don't like when I say this, man. This guy has capitalized on more women's trauma than the government. And y'all don't understand. This guy has become a billionaire off of black women's trauma. And all he does is stack trauma. I've never seen him make a movie. I've never watched a Tyler Perry movie where it was a story of a woman that had her shit together. She didn't need a man. It wasn't none of that. She just was dealing with regular stuff in life. No, you got to go to the extreme. She going off somebody in the day. She got kicked out. Her car got ran over by the cop. The cop threatened to shoot her. Like, bro, pick a struggle, man. You can't give one person that much things that happen. That don't happen. The Final Destination movies aren't even that bad. You don't pile that much up on one person. He don't. Mike mentioned it earlier, like nuance and subtlety. You got to be subtle. Sometimes you don't have to just whip. I'm gonna say pause. You don't have to just throw it out there for everybody to see. There is something called subtlety. Subtlety just make us be like, that's interesting. The Tyler Perry, he's terrible with that, and we're not even gonna talk about the allegations against him. I mean, hey, not for nothing. I'm surprised he finally getting allegations against him. Not saying that I agree. Not saying that I believe they're true. But what I'm saying, based on everything you hear about him, I'm surprised that allegations are just now coming out about him. That's what I'm saying.
I only disagree with two things you said. One, I am not surprised about the allegations because he got bread. And just like Diddy made people shut up, he got enough bread to make people shut up. People will smile and tap dance when that check coming in. Shout out to homegirl that got Vince McMahon. And two, I don't think he's not profiting off of women's trauma. He's profiting off of women's want to be victims. They thirst to be victims. Before Tyler Perry, they used to obsess about what? Color purple. You ain't gonna do me like Mister. You ain't gonna do me like have me out here like Seeley. It got too old. Then they got Tyler Perry. Now they got a whole plethora of stories now to act like they've been, he won't let me wear thotty clothes to the club. He's acting like insert man from Tyler Perry movie here. It's their trauma corn. They love it. They need to feel like the victims. And it's crazy because I've never dealt with it. Every woman I've messed with, I've said, hey, I can see the bottom of your cheeks. We not wearing that. And they go, for real? Can I wear shorts? I'm like, nah, it's way too short. They go, okay. And then they go change. I've never had a woman fight me over a fit. But that's what these women will have you believe, that if you tell them that they shouldn't wear that, guess what? Double patella. Most women and modern women will tell you that you're insecure when they don't even know the definition of insecure. They don't know the definition of narcissist. They don't know the definition of controlling. They don't know the definition of demure. They just say words. Hello, everyone. Most women just be talking. They just be talking. This is what I'm telling you. So that's what Tyler Perry is profiting off of. The fact that they want to be victims. They want to not have to take accountability. Because think about it. This woman did all that. And at the end of the movie, the whole neighborhood is holding her up.
Yep.
For what?
Yep.
She's a murderer.
Yeah.
And a bank robber.
Why
would I hold her up? What y'all think this is?
Yeah.
It's supposed to end like set it off. Hey, we feel you, but you got to get shot. It is what it is.
Well, at the same time, I feel like he does a good job at like making women look bad too. It's not like it's just men. Although the men are more memorable when it comes to like the villains.
Name
like
5 women he made look bad, sir.
Man. Say that again.
Name 5 women he made look bad.
There was a sister in Medea, Big Happy Family. There was Janet Jackson in that one movie. I can't remember what it was called.
Oh my God! Why did
they
I
didn't
get
make
married?
her look bad?
Oh, Mike, yes, she did. In part 2, she was a villain of part 2.
No, she was. You're talking about. You mean part 1 where she got her husband, where she helped get her husband killed, right?
Yeah, that was part 2 where he got killed, where she had
part 2 she was with that part 2 was with The Rock.
that was at the very end. After that was a couple months afterwards when she was doing a lecture. Yeah,
Hey.
she called her husband a bitch. So to prove that he a bitch, she brings a tranny and a cake. Like, who does that?
Crazy.
Who does that?
Hey, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let Kevin rock, but I'm gonna tell you this. I bet you if you go ask those women whether she was a villain or not, they will just tell you she was a woman that was fed up. But go ahead, Kev. Finish up.
I don't know. I don't know how women would feel about it, but that'd be a good discussion if we had
three more.
Anyways, if we had some more girls on the panel, but yeah, I like the fact that he kept this movie even, because the way the movie was going, I thought it was going to be another version of John Q, where yeah, you know, she talks about her struggle, and then she gets on the news, and everybody like, oh, you know, black women struggle, we should help her out. Although even though that kind of happened in a small bit, at the end of the movie, she went to jail, right, and rightfully so. But at the same time, the entire movie, you're watching everything, and it's like, you know, it's kind of your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, you, you know, you didn't pay your rent on time. I don't know why you're yelling at the landlord. You know what I'm saying? You went to the bank with a gun, right? I don't know how you don't see that happening. And then also, like, with the boss, yeah, the boss is yelling at you, but at the same time, you're going to work late, and you're also like using your kid to skip out on work and stuff like that. So it's kind of balanced, but yeah, at the same time, yeah, it's a lot of black struggle that Tyler Perry capitalizes on, which
Maria
I'm not
G
gonna lie, it's mad entertaining. It's mad entertaining.
Maria G brings up 4 Color Girls. Michael
Four
Ealy.
Color Girls, yep.
That was the man is the worst ever.
Yeah, Michael Ealy was like, I listen, man. I cried legit tears when he did what he did with them kids, man. I'm like, oh my God. See, that's what I'm saying, man. He does this stuff. It works. It works. His guy's a billionaire. He has his studio, but it works to what point though? Like, that's my whole thing is, if you just want to go off and be like, hey, I'm gonna just ride off of black trauma and that's it, and I'm never gonna pivot, fine. That's what we're gonna do. But you know, what different is he than the Jewish man that does it? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we'll criticize the Jewish man. And from what I heard, that movie was a direct ripoff. God, I got to go back to the sister's video that did it, because I watched this review on it from this shout out to Struggle Reviews. She did a review on it, and she was so pissed because she was like, he couldn't even change one thing, and she was just like, word for word what the movie was. Oh my God, I got to go back and see what the movie was so I could put it in the chat for y'all. The whole bank robbery scene and everything, word for word. And then he did the cheap heat at the end and had the fake kill. Like, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like, so you already done traumatize us enough, and then to make matters worse, you got to do that. It just, I don't know, man. I'm gonna watch it again because me and Nene want to watch it to review it. But now, the more that we talk about it, the more I think about it, is wash, rinse, and repeat. Same Tyler Perry movie. Like, it's just, I'm gonna play on your heartstrings, and I'm gonna do this. And y'all know my biggest gripe with Tyler Perry is the Medea character. The Medea character would have worked with Monique. You could have put any fat black woman in a dress and made her be the grandma. It would have worked. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that, man. I'm so tired of men wearing dresses, man, and doing it. I'm just so tired of it. And you're gonna tell me, oh yeah, Martin did it, and Chris Rock was doing it on Living Color, and Jamie Foxx on Living Color, and you know, it wasn't right then. We just didn't know better. It wasn't right then. Like, you take away, you so big on giving roles to people in your community, but the most popular role, that's a woman, by the way, you could be Uncle Joe, but he's not telling you not to be Uncle Joe. But the woman role, you want to take that and be so comfortable with it. There's plenty of fat black women that you could give that role to. There's plenty. Put them in a fat suit if you need them to be bigger. There's plenty of funny women. You could have Lonnie Love. You who's some other, like I said, Monique would kill it, because Monique is a tremendous actress. Who is that?
A comedian, big girl, and Miss Pat.
Yeah, Miss Pat. Like, bro, you could have so many people play that role, but he chooses. and that's why I say it's something in him. Ricardo put something in the chat. I want to see. Hold on, Tyler Perry. Let me see. Tyler Perry doesn't know how to be a black man because he was abused by a family member, not just any black woman, but religious black women. Again, they're going to women at the church, man. They're going to the church hurt. I know I keep pushing it back, but I'm gonna do it this Sunday, man. The church hurt. It just is the spiritual abuse, and I bet you his dad wasn't there to protect him. That's why I say father's so important. That's what we always talk about it. Fathers are there to protect the children, and most of the time, the fathers are protecting the children from the women. From telling them that this stuff is okay. I had a video saved. I ain't even gonna do it. I'm gonna let y'all live. I'm not even gonna do it of Dwayne Wade's son at a whole ass runway thing with Gabrielle Union just cheering him on, and Dwayne Wade fruity ass is in the audience just being proud dad moment, and it's just absolutely disgusting as you got the 7-foot boy prancing down the aisle like he's a girl. Just is absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting. But that's what we glorify in this. That's what we glorify. That's who we call courageous. And we tell them, oh, y'all so courageous. And meanwhile, black dad I saw going to college, working 3 jobs, raising 4 kids because the mom left. His post can't get 1,000 views. But the confusion people, we just like, oh man, y'all just so courageous.
I want to tear down everything Kevin said, but you just went on a nice little soliloquy, so I'm gonna let it go.
No, go ahead, man. I
like what you said. No, but I like what you said. It made me feel like relaxed and calm inside. It's like you're really on your MIR stuff today, Johnny. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock. Go ahead. Well, hey, I'm gonna blow some fire up for you. You killed it on that last one. Good job.
Hey, Mike, do you watch The Chi?
I used to. I haven't watched the season, but I've seen stuff this season. Yeah, why?
Okay, no, because we're in season 4.5 now.
Oh, you just catching up?
Yeah. I just started watching a couple weeks ago. Very interesting, but I got some issues with that too. Like, why does the main family? You obviously
the lesbians.
At some point she had a relationship with a man and had 2 kids. You could have just as well had a man in the house. It would have showed a dynamic. I think it would have showed a better dynamic trying to raise those kids, especially when the daughter got kidnapped.
No, sir. No, sir. What you need to focus on, you're missing the point. They're supposed to be the good parents. Look at how horrible they treat the kid, the son. They treat the son like garbage, and they treat the daughter like she's glass and she's gonna break, and they have to protect her from. But and it's funny. The son is a damn near prodigy. He's smart as hell. He's well adjusted. They treat him like garbage. The daughter is the one who's wilding out, and they treat her like kid gloves. Oh my! I gotta protect her. Go watch it. Really, really look at how anytime he tries to do something, the mother jumps on him, and it takes the butch mom to jump on and be like, hey, chill out, man. The boy ain't doing nothing.
Yeah,
it's like damn near Doughboy
stepping up in the dad role, where you could have just had a dad there.
Well, you can't do that because the dad role is. I think the creator of the show is the dad.
Well, no, the creator of the show is a lesbian also.
That's what I'm saying. I think the creator of the show has that lesbian character is like her vision of herself.
Okay. Because I didn't realize. I found out yesterday that she was the one that was running for mayor against the pizza guy.
Yeah, Lena Waithe.
Yeah. I didn't know who she was, but now it makes all the sense in the world. It just makes all the sense. But now I'm watching these shows. See, I've been watching these shows from different aspects, man. They're like, here they go. They're like, oh, he's so homophobic. I'm not homophobic. I keep telling y'all that. I'm not homophobic because I'm not afraid of any homosexual person. I don't have no phobia. I don't have phobia, but I am not gonna not say what I think is unnatural and was not right. I'm just not gonna do it. So
you sound insecure. You're insecure.
Yeah, insecure. Yeah. Judge your mama. I heard this girl that I listened to. She said, if you want to fight, go sign up for the army.
Okay.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. They kicked out the guy actor.
Oh yeah,
that's what. Brandon, the guy from yeah, man. When I found, because I'm like, damn, why they come back and Brandon having a funeral, and then I looked it up. Well, they say it's because he has some SA charges behind the scenes. I don't know how true it is, but that's
just
what
like
they
they
say.
did for just like they did for the black guy that was in the Kerry Washington movie, Kerry Washington show.
Yeah,
remember the black dude in that?
Yeah, what's his name? Scandal. But I'm trying to.
Yeah.
What was his name? Was Harrison on the show? But I'm trying to remember
Right.
his real name.
They get all the black guys out. That's what they do. And guess what? No jail. Excuse me. No jail time. Either one of them.
Just ruin his reputation.
Just ruin the reputation. Just like they doing to Diddy.
I haven't watched a second of the Diddy trial. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I've heard the testimony, and that's all I needed to hear. Once I hear that, oh, we're gonna do freak offs without Diddy, but Diddy's not here to. How is his power over you so strong that he's not there, and you still want to do a freak? That sounds like you wanted to get a nut on somebody else's dime. I'm good. I ain't trying
and who was that coming from?
Oh, that was Cassie.
Oh, she took the stand.
No, yeah, Cassie Ben took the stand.
Oh, yeah, okay. She Ben did it.
I thought once the payoff, like she just is recluded from this.
Oh
completely.
No, she took the stand and told all of it, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, Diddy's a mom." You did what? That's how everybody like word. Even the stuff everybody they brought up, every single body they brought up against Diddy, everybody was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be it. But hold up, you was grown. Why'd you do that? The only witness who got up there and sounded sensical as a human being was Kid Cudi. And even Kid Cudi was like, nah, she did that. She was with me. She left me for him and then tried to come back and do some sly stuff. And then he came to my house and did some other stupid stuff. Even he was like, no, she was a party of it. Just like I said before the trial started, just like I said, it's just a bunch of people trying to act. They trying to do what they did to Michael Jackson. Everybody was in it, but they gonna act like it wasn't them. Oh no, I was there, but I ain't seen nothing. You know what happened. Stop playing with me. If something happened, all of y'all should go to jail. Huh?
She got paid, so I'm not mad at her.
Of course you aren't. If you got paid, go sit in the corner and shut up. Don't try to jump up and act like I got paid, but I'm still hurt. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear.
That's why I thought she didn't. When you said she took the stand, I'm like, oh, I thought the payoff was that was it. It was keep her out of that.
Nope. They paid her
off.
Well,
it's a federal case, so
they paid her
probably
off.
Forced her to be in it.
Yeah, that's the fact. They paid her off because it was a civil case. But the government will make up new laws just to screw you over. That's what they do. So I call it the new nigga rules. They just, okay.
Cliff talking about free Diddy. So I'm not gonna again.
No.
I don't know enough about it. But what I will say is a lot of this stuff just seemed like Hollywood to me, like the crazy stuff that go on in Hollywood, and so if that's the case, then I don't know enough about what's going on to be like, oh, I got a opinion about it. Either way.
Oh, I'll tell you the best part, Trev. This is the best part. So Cassie tried to act like the reason she was doing it is because of all the drugs he got her, right? Then they showed that Cassie was the one ordering the drugs when Diddy wasn't around. Then they released that Diddy was actually in the hospital for an overdose on the same drugs. So then they were like, well, hold up. If we got to give you a pass for being on these drugs, Diddy was on the same drugs. What are we talking about? All of a sudden, everybody clams up. Dude, it's pathetic. It's just new nigga rules. They trying to get Diddy. I think they already did what they need to do to Diddy. He might even get off just because they want you to see the people that are claim to be high and untouchable look like they look. You remember how they was talking about Michael Jackson, like they want to see him his first week in jail, how he be with the gray hair and all that.
Yeah.
That's how Diddy look. Because when all that just for me washes out and your beard is gray and your hair is gray, you look weak and you look old. And that's what Diddy was fighting against.
I saw a picture of him. I'm like, bro, that ain't like this dude is completely gray head to toe.
Exactly. Diddy wanted to seem like I'm forever young. I'm forever. Nope. Now we seen you old. You think a 20-year-old gonna smash Diddy now? No, Grandpa, I seen you ill. They just want to destroy who he was, and they did it.
Ricardo says, I feel bad for Cassie's simp husband now. He didn't know about the salacious thing she did.
Man, please, I don't want to hear that. The
Ain't no
rumors is
way.
going around. He knew. He was probably a part of it. And 50 Cent, oh, I love how 50 is trying to sue his baby mama for custody because she was on, because he's like, she was a prostitute for Diddy. I want to get my son away from that nastiness. I'm like, go ahead. Even though I'm mad at 50 because of the Trump thing, but man, he's just vicious. He's a vicious individual. I gotta love it.
You don't want to mess with him. That's a savage, man.
And Columbus Short, that's right, twin.
He put
Columbus Short.
Columbus Short. Yeah, damn. See, look at that. Hey, that's how you know you got a good show. You don't even have to use your notes because we completely pivoted. 100% pivot. So next time we're gonna be back with just 2 weeks from now. We'll try to run this back when Wayne. I got to see what's up with Wayne because I really thought he was gonna be here tonight. Because really the crux of this is him and Kev had this fantastic conversation going on around this topic, and I kind of just wanted to sit back and just let it happen. That's why I was pushing for this so hard. But we'll try again next week. If not, next week after next. But if not, we'll still come back with something else for you, man. So this now leaves 6 more after today. So y'all make sure and subscribe to I Know He Doesn't podcast, man. They do breakdowns of current stuff, like modern stuff. They're breaking down some, and actually as I was watching Raw today, because I didn't get to watch it yesterday, I saw that show pop up. What is it called? Forever?
Yeah.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I saw that show pop up, and
is it still in the top 10?
It gotta be because it was scrolling across the top. They normally only do that with the new stuff.
I guess people are still watching it, Kevin. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, Kev did say people was. I didn't get that because people still talk about. Yesterday you were like, oh, nobody's watching it or something like that. I didn't know what you was talking about with that, but
and I said he's out of his damn mind.
I probably meant something else
because Nene, when I told her that y'all did, I told her to go check out y'all breakdown about it, and she was like, "See, I told you, I wanted you to watch that show with me." But I'm like, bro, I don't have, man. You know what it is to try to add something else to my plate, like a new show that now I got to get invested in, and it's another job.
Do you know how many shows I watch, sir?
I can imagine.
And I just added a couple because Murderbot is my thing. I just added the Bear new season of the Bear just dropped. I started watching Matlock. Bro, I got so many shows you wouldn't even believe, bro. It is definitely a TV show. It's definitely a job. But
ask me how many times. So now I won't commit to a new show that's coming on. But ask me how many times I don't watch Final Destination Bloodline since they dropped it on Zay TV. I've already watched it about 6 times already. Like I'm telling you,
and I won't watch it.
It's actually good. If you watch it from the beginning, is actually.
Oh, I know the ending already.
It's actually a compelling story. It's the part with Tony Todd kind of just wraps it all up in a bow. I wish it would have been.
Stop then.
Yeah, no, they got, man, boy, you talk about finality. I mean,
all right.
They should have stopped at they should have stopped at 5, but
facts, just like Saul. Go ahead, Kev.
Okay, I know what I was saying. I was basically saying in the group chat that Mike was just making up scenes or getting his scenes wrong, that he was watching a completely different show. So I was making a joke to clear it up. And but yeah, if you guys watch Forever and you guys go to our channel, which we'll put in the chat real quick, you'll see that Mike is just making up scenes to prove his point, and I had to come here and correct them. So
first of all, if y'all know me, you know damn well that didn't happen. And secondly, Kev made up. He made up a action that didn't happen. Same thing.
One scene over the entire season. So
same thing with me. I missed the game. You missed the hand job. Same thing.
How long are the episodes?
It's like an hour for eight episodes.
Nah, the real thing is, what did your woman say? Who I've never met.
No, she loves it.
Who does she agree with?
Oh no, I don't know. She didn't tell me about who she agreed with on the show. But she loves the show. No, she loves the show. She's not here yet. She's at the gym. No, she loves the show though.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. If I knew your wife, I would tell you that they be at the gym going crazy on some other person's site. I'll be like, man, I want to go to the gym too. And then I see them women jumping. I'm like, nah, I'm straight. Hold on, let me see if I can post it in the chat.
They'll distract you, man. You can't do that. Can't do that. It's better to work out at home.
He said they'll distract me. No, I don't.
Yeah, who fell
You're
off?
right.
Kev. Yeah, Kev fell off. All right, well, Kev Kev fell off. I was just about to tell him to. So Mike just dropped the link. Wait, I guess that's a link to the channel, or that's a link to the episode.
To the episode. How do I link the channel? I don't know nothing about this. Is why I leave it to Kevin.
Yeah, it's hard. It's YouTube is weird, man. Because when I was trying to tag y'all in the post that I shared yesterday, it wouldn't let me do it. Yeah, Kev, drop the actual channel. Drop the actual channel link in the chat. Yeah, like I say, Kev. So Kev and Mike finally branching out. You know, you got Eddie and the men of God. They've been doing their thing for, you know, a couple of months now. So, and hey, guess what? It all come under the coaching tree. It all come under the coaching tree.
Hey, I want you to remember you said that. Next time you go, Mike always got to get a piece of everything. Mike's always got to get his name. You do too, Negro. Thank you.
I've been in the game, young bulls. I've been in the game.
Every time I sit back, I'm like, man, it's all, you know, it's all under the coaching tree. That stuff made me proud. It just I'd be like, yep. See, listen, man, YouTube is big enough. YouTube probably got 1 billion subscribers. It's enough people for everybody. It's enough people for everybody. They give you the opportunity to run your mouth. That's what you got to do. So, Kev, go ahead and give your close out, man, so we could get out of here. Damn, I would have loved to run that Black Tony gimmick with Wayne. But Wayne don't have a comedic timing like Mike. It would have been funnier with Mike.
Aw.
I don't have a closing, but yeah, man, we got to get Wayne on these shows, man. I need to get his opinion, because I was gonna say that women are literally not in the Constitution, like they're not even part of it. And if he thinks that because of that men wouldn't take advantage of it, I would say you are wrong. And how would you debate that? But of course, my opponent is scared, so you know, I guess we'll see next time.
Oh, the call out! Oh,
I'm calling him out.
Wayne, the man just called you out, completely called you out.
So you do know they're in the amendments, right?
Even if I had to call you in, I could call you in. If you can't link on because you're busy or whatever, I could call you in and it'll be just like you on here, but you'll just be on the phone. Man, you gotta show up, Wayne. So let me see what
you don't want it with Wayne. You don't want it with Wayne. You don't want it with me.
Hey, you can take his place, whichever.
Well, I've destroyed you. How many times have I already destroyed you, sir? Even the stream threw you at the bottom because it realized I'm better than you. It just said, get to the bottom.
July 15th will be the next time we're in front of you guys with another episode of Man Talk Monday. Like the greatest of all time, John Cena. We got 6 more of these left. 6 more of these left.
The final champion.
This is why we need a tequila.
yeah, Keela be dropping. I'm telling you, man, when Keela be dropping those damn links and stuff, and she do them so fast, I'll be like, oh yeah, if you go to episode 3 years ago, 2 seconds later, the damn episode is in the chat. Like that's crazy.
And perfectly, like no mistake.
Honestly.
And then she'll number all she would have numbered the what the hell did I call it? I forgot what I called it. Oh. No, the top 5, but it was it? Okay, the blind rankings.
Yeah. Hey, do some more of that. I like these.
Yeah, I know. She would have numbered the blind. And you know, and I was thinking about throwing I was just gonna throw a rando in there like a Peggy Bundy, but Peggy's not. Well, Peggy's still a bad mom.
Peggy's horrible.
But
she's
that
number 7.
Not even a link.
That would have been too easy. So it's like the ones that I gave you. But man, but the mom from Boys in the Hood and Precious, God, that's like a 1 and 1A, man. But I'm definitely, I'm gonna hold y'all to that breakdown because I need to hear this because Mike literally making the case for what I say is a person that should have been just a character I'm talking about should be put in front of a firing squad for how bad
Oh, good Lord.
of a
Damn.
mother she is. Like, she's responsible for ruining Precious's life, the 2 kids, and whomever else comes after that, because she's just a horrendous mother.
That's where
Bro,
you're wrong, sir.
You throw a 100-pound TV at your kid's head, and then not even that, she threw the baby. Bro, she threw the baby.
Oh, no,
Yeah, there's
you're
nothing
right.
to defend.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm saying she didn't ruin their lives. She made their lives more difficult, but Precious stood up and persevered.
Yeah, Kev, make sure you get on it.
Precious stood up and persevered. Walked down the street with her box of chicken.
That was so
At
funny.
15. Okay. Anyways, y'all.
The whole 10 piece. That's okay. Bro, yeah, Kev, make sure you on it, man, because I want to hear this, because no way in the hell, bro, oh yeah, you ain't make no cornbread with the pig feet. First of all, you shouldn't be feeding this your daughter this shit every night.
Agreed.
Like, bro, she just man, you talk about creating a hostile environment for your kids. Oh, what a terrible person.
Oh, she was a terrible human being. I never said she wasn't. Let's get that clear. I never said she wasn't horrible. I just said she can be given a little bit of grace. That's all I said.
I'm glad you're defending black women. So that's a plus.
And look at the black woman he defend.
I can't stand you.
He defend the worst of them. Oh my God.
All of them. The worst woman is still better than the best man. Hashtag Kevin. Words of Kev.
All right, Mike, go and give your close out so I can get out of here.
Kevin goes first.
Yeah, he already went.
No, he didn't. He got cut off.
Yeah. Well, he said he didn't have much. Oh, yeah, you did fall off, Kev.
I didn't have much to say. Oh, yeah, I did fall off. All right, guys. Nice talking to y'all. Make sure you drink coconut water. Definitely hydrate.
Banana water.
Stop watching porn and get off the AI. But you can use AI. That's fine. And yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next. Peace.
All right,
you know what's the most difficult part about being me? I'm right, and the proof exists that I'm right, but don't nobody want to go back and show that I'm right. They just want to act like they don't. And then when I go back and prove that I'm right, they go, "Oh, look how dramatic Mike is. He had to go back and listen to me being wrong in the past. Okay, Mike, you're right." They never want to just say I'm right. They always want to. I was right. I was right on the last show with Kevin, where Kevin tried to invent something. I'm right on this show where Kevin tried to invent something I didn't say. Thank goodness MIR Trev was here today, where he was like, but he didn't even say that. I don't even know who this Trevor is, but if I remade the list of my favorite entities on the show, MIR Trev is top 5. You are top 5, sir. Yes, sir. You're not beating Tuesday MD, but you up there. You up there. I want everyone to know my 5 members. I got love for all of y'all. Bones, Zay, Wayne, and my twin who's in the chat, who's been representing as usual. He is the man. Tyler Perry got called out for his little speech where he tried to use the Footsteps, old Footsteps poem and try to act like it happened between him and his child. My son was like, "Hey, Daddy, look, you're walking behind you. I'm walking in your footsteps." Like, shut up.
Okay,
shut up. Shut up. You're not Jesus. Shut up. Oh my God. And as toxic, I'm gonna show you how toxic he is. He saw that the 4 most toxic group of women in the world, black women in the world, was girlfriends. So he had to make his own version and call it sisters. Then he realized, wait a minute, I can make this worse. I'm gonna make a new show called Divorce Sisters. So they had men, took their money, and now they running the work. It's going to be a cluster F of nonsense and garbage. And sadly, my mother's gonna be here for it. There's nothing I can do to stop her. I can't help. I'm not doing it. I refuse. The only thing I liked about it so far is that
I didn't know if you saw that comment. I wanted you to touch on that, where he says, to make it worse, Tyler's those black women will make Divorce Sisters be number 1.
Oh, facts. And Tyler knows. Oh, facts. I get stuff so fast before other people knew it existed. I had an episode and was showing it to my mom. And the only thing I saw the first maybe scene. The only thing I like about it is that finally the homeboy that plays Zach, his wife is in something. Because I be tired of seeing her always in the background looking at him and Fatima. and she always in the background not doing nothing. But now she got her own show, so now they get more money for all their kids.
I think he's smashing Fatima. I don't care what nobody
Bro,
say.
I think if he was smashing Fatima, he'd be doing it with his wife. That's how much I think they are a unit. I think his wife would be down. You ain't seen him at the Knicks game the other day?
No, I haven't seen them, but I know how close they are because when Nene always showing me like videos of them, how they really ride for each other.
Yes.
That's why when she hear me say that, she be like, nah, he not doing that. I'm like, all right.
I know she's right. He's not doing it. They doing it. She got to open her mind up. Because they had a Knicks game. He's like, I got my wife and my work wife. And they both on his shoulder. I'm like, yeah, he's smashing both of them. One of them kids going to be hers. You'll see. It'll be just like in the show where, what's the name, got Zach's baby and the preacher baby. It's going to be the same thing.
Again. You talk about the stupidity of Tyler Perry. He had a perfect way to get them off the show. What does he do? He convolutes everything and give you a 1 in 1 billion scenario where two men can have a baby inside of one womb. That's what I'm talking about, man.
And hey, the guy that everyone likes on the show is the one that's the biggest simp you've ever seen. He's only had 2 episodes where he stood up like a man, and that's it. And one was like season 1, and the other one was this season 8. All in between, he's been a simp. Aaron the preacher, you've been a soft. She yells at you like a little boy. Only time he's ever been a man is when he flamed her for how she talked to Zach, and then he flamed her for how she was talking to him. That's it. And that was 8 years in between. That's nuts. But
so
I digress.
Is it back?
Yeah, season 8. I know it's supposed to start. I think it already started. I think season 9 might have started. I don't know. I'll check. I'll let you know. You know, I be getting stuff early, bro. I be getting stuff early sometimes.
So you mentioned something that I gotta push back on because you said
hit me.
You said girlfriends. Well, what was your exact word about girlfriends?
I said before sisters, they were the foremost group of toxic black women on television.
Yeah, I gotta disagree with that. I don't think they were toxic. Steve, okay, so
you don't want to play with me, sir.
So hold on. Because I've been trying to get Nene and Moon Goddess and all of them to do something on this to compare the cast of sisters to the cast of girlfriends. So now
me and you do it, Negro. And you do it.
So you see how I asked earlier, how I said, oh, Tyler Perry never writes like successful women and then just give them regular ass problems. That's what sisters is. I mean, that's what girlfriends is. You got a regular cast of women that's professional, except for Lynn. But Lynn got money though. So
professional leech.
Yeah. So you always got one in the group, but you got all these women and they just have regular problems. They're not offing anybody. They're not robbing the bank. It's like you just go overboard. That's what I'm talking about. Girlfriends should have been the standard for all of these shows that come out.
Trevor, you my mans, bro. Nah, check this out. Because I know you got it's not Monday. It's not Monday. I will sit here right now and let you pick one of the women, and I will tell you how they toxic. That's how much how well versed I am in the toxic nature of them heifers. Or we can do it off the show. But
so my favorite is Tony. Tony
is the least toxic.
Tony got a lot of baggage. Tony got a lot of mommy issues.
Facts. But you know what Tony is?
It's not like Andy. Andy is a lawyer, and Andy like messing with a married man. She getting threatened to get married with this guy. She want to marry the head of the law firm. She want to marry the politician guy. Like, it's just too much.
Sir,
it's too much.
You're mixing two things. I did not say girlfriends was more toxic than sisters. I didn't say that. I said Tyler Perry saw his girlfriends and wanted to make his super toxic version. That's what he did. Andy is the worst human being on television, in my opinion. Because Andy, just look at this last season. Andy went from, I have to do everything to protect my politician boyfriend, this, that, and the third, to the last episode of the season. She's running to the airport to chase down a guy who she just thought was sabotaging her career. like 2 episodes before. Yeah, Andy is horrible, horrible human. But we ain't talking about Andy. We ain't talking about them. We talking about girlfriends. Pick one of them. Pick one right now, and I'll tell you why they toxic. Pick one.
I say the worst off out
Don't
of that
say
whole
Tony.
group.
Tony's the best.
No,
Tony's
Tony,
honest.
Yeah, and Tony is my favorite. I say the worst off out of that group though would be Joan.
Then you would be correct.
Yeah,
Joan is the worst, most toxic
terrible.
human being of all time. But they're all terrible.
But Joan isn't on the. That's what I'm saying. Joan isn't on the level of what you got now.
Right, I'm not disputing that, but I'm just saying they toxic heifers. All of them. Yeah, all Joan 4 of them. Terrible. You remember that? You remember that episode where William got up and chewed all of their faces off before he left? That was the only time they were ever shown their hypocrisy in their face. He said he was making fun of Joan because Joan can't keep a man because she always put these super expectations on him. Oh, he's too hippie. Well, I'm gonna fall in love with the guy who's got a sex addiction, then blame him for it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna blame this man for everything when it's really me jealous of my friend getting married. She's toxic as hell. We could go to Lynn. You don't want to go to Lynn. People love to think Lynn was innocent. Lynn was horrible.
Yeah, I didn't care for. I didn't really care for Lynn just as a character. I love
Lynn.
She didn't. To me, she was a weirdo. I mean,
that's why I liked her. I like weird
Tony was my absolute favorite. I thought she was the best looking.
I like Tony because she was fine. You ain't. Sweating.
Yeah, I just love everything. Tony was that chick. Like Joan. It just killed me when Buddy told her that she was a 5. I'm like, oh my goodness, bro.
Yo, she was. See, and this is that's my problem with modern women. You just said it. They think being a 5 is a problem. 5 is average. That means you're not ugly.
5.
Be a 5. I'm a 5. So what? Bro, 5 don't mean you ugly.
That's it.
A 2 means you ugly. But everybody want to be a 10.
And not for nothing, Joan looks better now, like than she ever did.
Physically, yes.
Yeah.
Emotionally, no.
Yeah, she found the fountain of youth or something.
Now she finally accepted that her best asset is her booty, and she stopped trying to fight it. So now she makes sure it's the first thing in every picture you see. So you be like, I wonder who this. Dang, look at that ass, man. Joan look good today. That's all it is. That's all it is. The ass is first, so your brain is colluded.
And then you got Maya. To me, Maya was just any regular run of the mill down for you because Maya was
cheating whore.
Maya was a ride or die.
Cheating whore.
Yes, she did. See, because when I came into it, I didn't start from the beginning of it. See, I watched it different because when it was on, I never watched it in its first run. I started watching it in syndication. So I think I missed the whole first season. I don't even think I probably start watching when her son was older. And now I got like a 24/7 channel. So I catch, whenever it's on, I just stop and catch them. So I'm never watching them in order.
It was on Netflix.
I don't watch that on Netflix. I'm just watching it on my thing. I don't think I ever watched the whole series in order outside of when it used to come on in the afternoons before I had to go to work.
That's why you need me. Because I watched it all in order more than once. I even saw when Lynn tried to force a man to love her. And when he didn't, she tried to get his girlfriend to have a threesome with her to try to keep him in his life, even though the man was like, no, I don't want to be in a relationship. That's toxic as hell. And like William said, lured a little island boy from Jamaica to throw him in a rat-infested garage and then get mad at him when he bought you a puppy for your birthday. Like just horrible, horrible, horrible women. Tony's the only one who's honest about her horribleness. And most of that came from her insecurity from her mother. Yeah, so Tony's the best character out of all of them.
Yeah, Tony was the best, man. And just like on Girlfriends, to me, my favorite one is what's the hood chick, man? What's her name?
You mean Living Single?
The thicker one. No, on Sisters.
She's terrible. I hate her.
Oh, I love what's her name though? I forget.
Danny.
Danny, yeah.
Danny's
of all them girls, Danny is my favorite. Like that's the one.
That's the one that ran a man off because of the music he likes. The one who convinced this man, no matter what he did, that, oh, I don't love you because you like cows. And then as soon as the man get a date with someone else, she try to blow the spot up. Hey, you ain't never brought me to no pretty place. Half of you ain't my woman no more. Move on with your life. Then go
That just go to
disrespect
show
that
you
man.
how bad. That go to show you how bad they are, though.
They are horrible. Disrespects him, goes to have a one-night stand with a man she don't know. He beat her ass. Then the man come and save her life, and she go, all of a sudden, she's a victim now. Oh, I don't know how this happened. Half of you let a stranger in your house just because he had swag? Word? Then got a man who got her a new job, got her an upgrade, and then when the man tried to put her in a new job, a new position, she used it to sabotage him. It almost cost him his own job.
I hated that, bro.
Word?
But she did, and they did sue the did sue the airline.
And got $700,000.
Yeah, man, I hated that, bro. This dude was literally just trying to put her in a better position, and she just, it's like she was okay with being mediocre. But the reason I like her, the reason I like her though, is because she just regular, like she's just okay with just having a regular life, man. She's not like them other ones that just, oh, and Sabrina, oh my God, let's forget about her.
Sabrina's the worst.
Yeah, she don't know what she just, man. Yeah, oh yeah, I got a man. I'm gonna get pregnant by. I want to get inseminated by another man. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you ain't even. I got a man I like. He's a little weird, so I'm gonna tell my friends all our personal sex business, so they all look at him like he's disgusting. Now, when he's telling me he loves me, I can't see him any different, so I get rid of him. But now I'm gonna run into a prince who treats me like, oh, I'm treating you like the object you want to be treated by. But now I'm gonna fight. Oh no, I can't have this. You can't. Bro, she is the worst human being in the world. Oh, now I got a man who's trying to do everything I can, but he told me up front he don't want a baby. But now I'm going to ruin a relationship because I have to have a baby. I have to have a baby even though I told him I didn't want one. And now I'm going to get a baby from who? From a man I just freaking met from an interview? Word? A man you don't know from nobody? Word? And then the man says, okay, let me have this baby with you. You make that hard for him? And then when it gets a little hard, instead of trying to go a little harder and go a little further, you run off and go get pregnant by another dude and then come back and get mad that he's getting some goodies from someone else. Have to leave him alone. You know what the real problem with them shows are? Okay, this turned into a whole nother subject. The real problem with those shows is the men, and I see you, twin, I'm gonna get to you. The men don't respect their own boundaries. That's the problem with that show. Because Andy, if I would have cut Andy off from jump. Danny, if I was the white dude, I would have, even though did you know he's black, the white guy? He's actually black. Yeah, that's crazy. I would have cut her off from jump. If I was Zach, I would have left anybody that makes you feel so miserable. Oh, we ain't even getting to Karen. Oh, he's a piece of trash. He's garbage until he becomes a millionaire. Now I can't see my life without him. But he's the one I love. We're supposed to be together. You just put him on the street a month ago. What are we talking about? You've been sleeping with another man. What are we talking about?
I can't stand her.
They all nuts. They're all insane. And my problem with them is what I used to tell this woman named Nene. I don't really know where I know her from, but I used to tell her all the time that the problem with women is that they always have a friend or a group that's willing to back up their nonsense. And then Nene put me onto a show where we watched where it happened, where that girl was a piece of garbage and all her friends backed up her trash. That is the problem with women today. You used to have a friend who go, nah. A matter of fact, I saw a skit on Instagram. And that was a skit. It was a real thing on Instagram where this girl was like, you're supposed to go to jail with me. She was like, but why would you bust up his car? You're supposed to be there with me. She was like, you knew he was cheating. You stayed with him. Why would I go to jail? But you're supposed to be my friend. Why would I go to jail? You stay with him. You made a decision to stay with him. And I was like, I told a woman, you need to be contagious. You need to start spreading this around. Because when all other women do is, girl, let's go bust his windows out. Are you stupid? You bust my windows out, I'm sending you to prison. And there's not gonna be a man alive that's gonna say, hey, a real man wouldn't do that. I'm gonna say, well, call me Pseudo Mike. Because I'm sending that heifer to jail tonight. And I'm pressing all the charges.
I had a video that I wanted to get to about somebody saying what a real man is. Damn. Well, you definitely gotta, but it when you hear it, you're just gonna lose your mind. If you haven't, I'm not, because I'm hopefully you didn't see it yet.
You know, I see everything. I can't help it. I don't listen to anybody tell me what a real man is when they ain't never seen one in their whole life. You ain't never had a real man in your entire life. You don't get to tell me what a real man is. Go sit in the corner, man.
But it was a man. It was a man saying it though.
Oh, well, he gonna say it. Was he a simp? It smelled like some simptasticness. That means
He
yes.
well, no, it's just is very hypocritical hearing him have this stance now based on what we've seen on the show from him. And then if I tell you, then it's just giving way too
Oh,
much
I know
away.
who you're talking about. You talking about Mr. Paws.
Who?
I'm putting paws on you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so you did
Yeah,
hear it.
Mr.
Yeah,
Paws.
when I heard that, I'm like, huh? I'm
Man,
like,
sit your bro.
are you the same guy? See now, damn man, shit. I wanted to
I
play
see
the
everything I
video
told
tonight.
you.
I wanted to play the video tonight. Like I saw it, I'm like, oh my god, I got to play this on Man Talk Monday. I remember when I used to watch that show. He went to his baby mama and asked her if she could ease up on the child support.
Facts.
And now he's online telling men that you shouldn't be asking, you know, for no spousal support or nothing like that. I'm like, huh?
You know why he's saying that, right?
I stopped listening to it. Like once I heard that, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be too good. I gotta just let it play in real time on the show. So I haven't listened to it all the way.
He claims Erica Mena. That's his people's. That's why. And you know, Safari got over on her. That's
so
why he played that.
Okay, so he's swinging for Erica then.
Yeah, he's just swinging for Erica.
Oh,
you see the video when Erica, dude, it was one of the funniest videos ever. When they got divorced, yay, the divorce went through and I got custody. Yay, yay, I'm so happy. She's crying and jumping up and celebrating. And how much did I get in child support? What? Huh?
She had to pay him, right?
No, but she didn't get, because the people, what she didn't count on is that Safari went and dug up the real money she making and shows that she makes pretty much what he makes. So they were like, nah, y'all make the same. So all he gonna give you is this amount of money because you making this. And now that he no longer, now that you know you can use your money to do these things that they basically made it 50-50. And that's why she started snapping. That's why she started climbing his gate, busting up his house, and he got it all on camera. That's why she started doing all that.
Yeah, see, I had stopped watching this. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know that's why he was doing that. That's why Scrappy was. Oh, come on, man!
On some sucker stuff. I ain't trying to hear that sucker stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And twin Maya emotionally cheated, but that's good enough because she had that man. Every man knows. Don't bring no man you cheated on in my house. I don't even want to go out to a club and the man you smashed is in the club and I don't know about it. Don't have me find out. And she got caught on the butt dial. Maya, and she didn't get caught in the butt dial saying, I'm gonna go home and tell my man. She got caught in the butt dial saying, whoo, I'm glad he didn't find out. We could bury that one in the backyard. And all her friends were saying the same thing. So Maya,
she never physically had sex with the guy though?
No, but she was trying to.
Yeah, I no, the emotional is just as work again.
No. I mean, the only reason she didn't have sex with him is because I think they had like crossed wires and they didn't show up at a hotel, and then he started acting crazy. Like she was down to get the smash on.
So she tried. Yeah, because me and Nene was talking about that yesterday too, where like because I based off of the stupid relationship with Everett and his old lady, like they could see other people, but is a limit to how many times you can see him and stuff like that. I'm like, listen, man, men cheat just physically and women cheat emotionally. I'm like, she has an emotional attachment to that guy, and that's the problem that's going on here. Oh man, we got
talking about Amon Shumpert.
Yeah, no, that's not Shumpert. That's one of the twins' ex-husband. What is his name? Corey Hardrick.
No, I'm saying Amon Shumpert was the side dude.
Oh no, I ain't get to that part then.
Oh, excuse me, my bad. I'm talking about.
Damn, she got another one.
Hold on, never mind. No, forget I said anything. Never mind.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Moving on.
Chick is off the damn chain, man.
Nah, moving on. Hey, that's my Hey, the what's his name? The lesbian's daughter. That's my other I like the little skinny dark skinned chick. I like her too.
You know that her and Kevin are real brother and sister.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's they were legit brother and sister because we were like, man, they look too much alike. So Nene went and looked it up, and yeah, they're brother. I thought the mom was their mom too because they all look alike, but she's just an actress.
That's just good ass casting.
Yeah, they did some fantastic casting because I'm like, man, they done went and got the whole trio on. But no, the Kevin and the girl are brother and sister.
Man,
But yeah,
just wait till you see Keisha matures at a faster rate. Kevin matures at a faster rate. Emmett matures not as fast, but he does.
yeah, Emmett is Emmett need to grow up, man.
Yeah, he does. He does. He
Yeah,
does. I
Emmett
give
need
him
to
his.
grow up. And they got I don't like. Well, I'm only on season 4, so I'm
That's
on
why I'm trying
season
not to
4,
say
episode
anything.
5. I don't like how they phasing my boy Papa out, man.
Yeah,
Papa was the heart and soul of that show.
I think Papa's doesn't go anywhere. Papa's there for a minute. Papa might still be there now.
Yeah, I don't like how his roles are getting less and less in season 4. But I guess too because he's at a different school, and it's crazy that how they had to see again. It's gonna make me come off like I'm some type of weight, but I promise you I'm
Trying to
not.
talk about his daddy.
No, his brother, not the one that got killed, not Reg, but the other one who played Johnny Gill in the New Edition story.
Oh yeah,
his girlfriend and like
yeah, yeah.
and like nobody's reacting to it. That's not real.
You know
If
why?
if well, I'm assuming it's because of who created the show.
Well, that's part of it. I'm saying nobody's reacting to it in the show because of who he is. But he'll have somebody because he's a gangster. But some people
Okay, so
will.
you saying because they afraid of him.
Right. But they'll be there. Not everyone's afraid of him. It will be mentioned. Don't
Yeah,
worry
but
about it.
so yeah, Jason Weaver just mentioned it in the episode I saw, but it's like everybody who see him, they don't say nothing. That's not real life though. Like if all right, okay.
They talking behind his back though. They talking behind his back.
Let's bring it home. We in Florida. You rolling down the hood and you got a transformer as your piece in the side. The dudes in the hood gonna roast you. They ain't just gonna be dapping you up like, oh yeah, what's up, homie? What's up? And saying what's up. Yeah, no, that's unnatural to me. It's like you don't have people reacting naturally how they would in the real environment. People see that they're gonna automatically, you're gonna get snickers, you're gonna get a lot of talking under the breath. That's what a natural reaction is. This to me is just like, oh, everybody's just cool with this.
And I'm telling you, there's people who are talking about him. He's a gangster, so they're not coming at him right now. But there's people who do. There's people who come up in his face and like, you and your little blah 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 blah. They're out there.
Yeah,
You just ain't get far enough yet. You ain't get far enough. He's still an introductory character.
Yeah, what time is it? Probably could get 2 more episodes in tonight. Now we done had a whole nother second show.
Hey man, just say you missed me. You missed talking to me. It's all right.
That was movies with Mike and Trev. So there
Big
you
facts.
go.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I was thinking after you and your lady do something, then you can just put a little spotlight at the bottom and be like, thoughts from Mike. And then I'll be like, now I respect what the patriarch and matriarch has stated, but this one really happened. And then I can just talk my nonsense.
So Mike in this show tonight broke down. Mike in this show made me for a second
think about Precious's mama a little different.
Have an inkling of compassion for Precious's mom, which is insane.
But
shout out to the queen of straight talk. She's telling you to watch Johnson on Hulu. And then Mike also in this show broke down the cast of Girlfriends and compared them to the cast of Sisters, which I've been waiting for that breakdown forever. But I don't think the Girlfriends cast was toxic. Okay, let me put it this way. Yes, they had some toxic traits, but I don't think they were Tyler Perry toxic.
Oh, sure.
Because Tyler Perry can't write a character that's just regular.
Nobody is Tyler Perry toxic but Tyler Perry characters. That's just what that is. That's a fact. You'll never hear me fight you on that one. That man is a professional toxic maker and a professional trauma corn producer. No one will ever top him at that.
Yeah, that nigga, man. Bro, he just ugh.
It's just man. Like, hey, you want to hate her? That's why I was so mad about the straw. Because they tried to make me hate. First of all, you're gonna convince me that a man, a police officer, works with a black, he's a black man. He works with a black woman, but he can't have no sympathy for black women. He worked with a black woman every day, and he ain't never asked one question. He finds everything out about her on this one case.
Yeah.
That ain't make no damn sense. None whatsoever. And the only man that had any compassion for this woman was the captain. That's the only man that thought, okay. And I'm supposed to feel bad when they making the restaurant, I mean not restaurant, the supervisor look like this demon when 90% of the stuff that happened between them was imaginary. She imagined all of it. But I'm supposed to hate this man that got murdered?
So it wasn't implied. I mean, they never, obviously it's implied that she really killed him, because that's probably why was she going to jail for the bank, or was she going to jail for killing him?
She going to jail for both. She did both.
So we're assuming that she really did kill him, or
she did kill him. They said it. They said they watched the video, but the way he was killed is just a little different. She was sitting there trying to, but I just had to go see my baby, and my baby ain't happened. Because you remember when they went back and they showed, she was sitting there arguing about, I think it was something about
she had to money. Go. It wasn't because what we initially thought.
Right, it was something different.
Going to the school, it was a creditor that called. So we thought it. Yeah, we thought it was a school that was calling her. It was a creditor. So when she showed up to the school, and the lady at the school, like, what the hell going on? Like,
exactly,
we didn't call you. And then they look around, and then you see that nobody's behind her. I'm like, yep, I knew it. Dude, she made it all up in her head.
I knew something was weird when she waved at her, and the teacher waved at her like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, see, and that was another thing I noticed. I'm like, why did she look at her like that?
Yeah, but I didn't put it together. I was so mad at Tyler Perry because they made me watch it. My mom and my my mom and my girlfriend called me and was like, no, you have to go watch it. You have to. I'm like, it's gonna be the same Tyler Perry nonsense. No, it's not. It's different. You're not gonna be able to tell. And I said, is there gonna be some man that's just yelling at women for no reason? And no. And within the first 10 minutes, ain't this what I said was gonna happen? You don't understand. You gotta watch it till the end. Basically, to them, all it took was the twist to make it okay. And I'm like, nah, bro, we're not doing that.
Yeah, I got me and Nene got to watch it again this week, just because I got to watch it with her, because when I watch it by myself. She had already watched it, and I was like, I'm not watching this. And the only reason I watched it is because my brother-in-law kept saying, man, you got to watch this, man. This got to be the worst movie in the world. I'm like, man, this can't be this bad. And then I finally watched it, and the first 30 minutes, I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. But like I said, I start watching it, I'm like, he tugging at the heartstrings, but then so I don't think it was as bad as he made it seem. But now I got to watch it with her so I can look at it in a different set of eyes now. So yeah, I gotta wait. It took a man to get him to watch it. You see how she do me?
Hey, Nene, please tell me who you agreed with on the Forever Talk with me and Kevin. Because
I don't know if she listened to it yet.
Oh, because Kevin tried to make it see. All Kevin's point is that she did all the messed up stuff she did because. And just like I said about all the women on your list, I don't care what the reason is you did something messed up. The fact that you did it is all that matters. Now, you might get some grace in the future, but you still going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with this show. I feel bad that your daughter died. I do. You brought a gun into a bank because you didn't have enough money to get out of the ATM machine. That's you. You shot a man because he said, I think you have something to do with it. Instead of just saying, okay, when the police get here, I'm gonna let them know. It was on video. It was on video that you could have been like, my name tag's right here. That's how he knew my name. And they would have been like, sir, but she didn't. She shot him. You don't get to, you know what? I hear women say all the time, modern women say all the time, he was this and he was that and he was this. And it don't matter if he came up in a hard life. He hit that woman. He had to go to jail. And you know what I say? You're right. You're right. So if you're right, then Keisha is the problem. Because Keisha's the one who did all that stuff to Justin, and Keisha's the person who deserves to be hated. Everybody in Forever, there's only 3 characters in Forever that I like, and ain't none of them named Keisha. I'm done.
Ricardo says, I have my opinion about the chicken forever, but I'll share it after the fact. Yeah, Ricardo, you got to go listen to Mike and Kev's review of it on their channel. The link is in the chat. Listen to their review.
Listen to me talk about how I feel first, and then look at Kevin try to rebut it with his nonsense.
Yeah, you gotta listen to their review. It make you want to watch the show though. Like you listen to the review, you're like, huh. Yeah, it seemed, but again, man, you talk about another hour show with 8 episodes, and
hey, I'm telling you, they fly by, sir. They fly by.
We trying to get through the Shy. I'm trying to catch up on the Shy.
You see, that's the good thing about the Shy.
See, she talking about yes, please.
The thing with the Shy ain't going nowhere, because the Shy is still active. Forever, the whole season dropped. So you know how many shows it is. You can knock them out and then go right back to what you're doing. That's how I watch stuff like I'm watching One Piece that has over 1,100 episodes.
Oof.
But I didn't rush to watch them all at once. I think I watched like 600 at a time, and then I just let the rest catch up. Because I watched like 30-something shows, man, and I gotta fit movies, and I gotta fit audiobooks. I'm on an audiobook series right now. I'm on book 8. And I just started like 2 weeks ago. But I gotta fit all these things in. So you know what I'm saying? It's just, yeah, man. When you love it, you love it. It is what it is.
Yeah, my brain would have turned off a long time ago. And plus, man, I just be too damn sleepy. Like I'll literally just be sitting here and then the AC be blowing on you, and all of a sudden just calling the hogs. Next thing you know, my phone dropping in my face. Like
that has happened to me countless times, sir. I can't even front.
It's hard with me.
You know what my girl bought me?
She's saying you her kind of binge watcher. Yeah, y'all have binge some stuff now.
Hello, 326. You know what it is, ma. You know what my girl bought me? Trev?
No, I just figured you was just gonna tell me.
Oh, well, I don't want to force it on you. You can always say no. My girl bought me a phone stand.
Oh.
It is bigger. It's taller than my bed. I put the phone in there. I just set it up, and I just set my alarms, and I set my, like if I'm listening to an audiobook, I'll set it for it to end. I'll be like, end of this chapter, because I'm gonna fall asleep. And I'll listen to whatever I can, and then I know I can go back to that chapter and just listen to it over again. Or I'll have but I'm telling you, it's amazing. I have the AC blowing, I have the fan blowing, and the other fan blowing. Nice, the best sleep you ever had, bro. I'm telling you, get you one of these. You can put it up. You can put your it's big enough to fit your iPad or your tablet sideways.
Okay, so it's one of those at multiple compartments.
No, I'll send you a picture of it. It's a big ass stand that my phone, and it's right in front of my TV, my computer TV. You know how that is. That's set up. So I can just lay here and just whatever I was watching over there, I can bring over here, finish up in the bed, pass out. It's amazing, bro. Y'all gotta get on one of these. And I didn't even ask for it. She just saw that I needed one, and one showed up at my house. I haven't said it this episode. Hey, man, I love you, baby. We had a great time this Saturday. We went to Island H2O at the nighttime for my boy Jay's birthday. You know what I'm saying? We out there doing our thing. It was a blast. We got hella videos, us with all different crews and new people. Everybody liked her. They think she's awesome.
Well, you went to the Universal one?
No, it's called Island H2O. It's a water park.
Where is that?
It's in Kissimmee, a little bit south. It's basically like 5 minutes from Walt Disney and all that foolishness. It's just a little bit south.
I bet you that was one that I saw, and I'm like, damn, I want to check that out, because it looked driving on the highway, and I may have looked over and saw it and said I want to check that out. I bet you that's it. Yeah, because we're going to the water park tomorrow.
Which one?
Rapids.
Oh man, I miss Rapids. See, I'm old. I don't even need the all that new stuff. All I need is a lazy river.
The lazy river. That's it.
That's all your boy needs, bro. I need the lazy river. And you know what's so awesome? And this is how I know I'm not alone. I'm in the lazy river because we went to the one that was 21 and up, right? So everybody's drunk and everybody's in the lazy river having a good time. And I actually went on a ride, which was crazy because the ride only had like 20 people in line. I was like, I'll try it. So we in the lazy river and somebody smashed into the back of me, right? And I look and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I was like, hey, I know those were age appropriate breasts. I have no problems, ma'am. And yo, when I tell you I started a chain reaction, everybody was like, yo, that's a good ass point. And this dude was like, ain't no me too in this one. I was like, you better let them know, bro. Ain't no underage titties hitting me. Bro, we talked for 10 minutes with people we didn't know about. No underage kids. It's so easy to move around. I don't have to swing and hit a titty. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Mommy, hit my... Bro, I'm like, yo, I'm not the only one in the world. I thought it was just me.
I just found out yesterday they got a 21 and up thing.
Yeah,
just
man.
found that out.
And it was 8:30 p.m. to midnight. No, to 12:30 a.m. And you know me, I left at 11:45 because I ain't trying to
do and they have everything open?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Only thing is just alcohol. Only difference.
Yeah, I think me and Nene went I think we may have went maybe 5 years ago. That the last time we went there, we went on that at the time they had the new black hole, and for whatever reason we weren't on the tube correctly. So when we hit that first corner, man, you talk about like completely flipped over. It's almost like when we were on our honeymoon in Bahamas, we hit a wave too hard on the damn jet ski, and the whole damn thing just flipped over. I'm like, oh.
Bro, that's crazy you said that, because I went on my first like water slide thing, and I don't know if it was a black hole, but all I know is I was trying to get in there, and because I'm big, it was weighing down a little bit, so I had to like scoot up to the front, and when I got in there, I was like, okay, and then it turned me to the back, and I started moving so fast, I was like, Lord, if I hit one of these walls, I'm gonna have a concussion. Please don't. And then all of a sudden, it whipped me where I'm like sideways. I felt like I was I was on a bobsled team. I was like, oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. And then it flushed me down this drain. And then I went down the drain. And as soon as I came out, I skidded twice and it just flipped me upside down like, we're done with you.
Yeah,
and I got out and I looked at my girl and said, you made the right decision, baby. You would have got on this ride and would have left the park. That's not a game.
They got like 2 new ones now, but because they added like about 2 or 3 new rides, and then they got the one where the floor drops from under you. I ain't messing with that.
Man, bro, that's the only reason I want to get skinny, so I can get on all these skinny people rides. I want to get on that thing where it shoots you to the sky and people be passing out.
No, I'm straight.
I want that.
That's a slingshot in Orlando.
Yeah.
And every time we go to Orlando, we're right there. I mean, like right at the base of it. You can see it.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm good.
You know what you and Nene should do? You ever seen the eye Ferris wheel?
That's in Orlando?
Yeah, it's a big Ferris wheel that's maybe 50, 60 feet in the air, but
no.
But they have dining on it. So you have fine dining. So while it's going really slowly, you're like looking around. You have like a dinner table on the thing. You eat. It's supposed to be real beautiful. Nah? All right, my bad.
Nah.
My bad.
Nah. Hell, it's gonna be a struggle for me tomorrow trying to climb up the stairs to go on these water slides. Like I'm cool going down, but is when you got to make the climb to go up and you can look around and see how far you are off the ground. And then depending on how busy it is, people be around you, touching you and stuff.
I think your lady agrees. I got a hell no in the chat.
Yeah, I ain't doing that. Shout out to Captain Nazariah in the building. All right, man, we've been on here, over 3 hours now. We done did a whole nother show.
Hey, we could have did this from jump. This is me. I like this.
All right, man. I got
once.
I got to get out of here. I got to finish. I got to go eat the rest of my juicy patty.
Young, my baby bought me patties too. Got me callaloo patty, aki patties, and veggie patties.
I had two spicy chicken and a veggie. So I ate one of the chicken and one of the veggie. I'm about to go eat my last spicy chicken now. Oh my goodness.
Man, I'm about to go. You about to make me get on this. And my girl made my mom some sweet potato pudding. Like the Jamaican, not the American. Yeah.
Where's she from?
She's Jamaican. What you think?
Oh, okay. I just want to say that ain't no American thing.
Hell nah. What you talking about?
Yeah, I never heard American making no sweet potato pudding.
Bro, if I was dating an American and every time we got together she brought me patties, I would cuss her ass out. What's wrong with you?
I thought she was American. I didn't know.
No. What, I'm gonna bring her bacon? Here you go.
No.
I heard it's your country's national dish. I cuss an American. I wish a Yankee would.
I did not know that.
Nah, she already born there. Born there.
Okay, I did not know that. Oh
Yes,
shit.
sir.
Well,
Yes, sir.
oh, so you getting? Oh man, I know she be throwing down in the kitchen.
Oh, sir, sir. She be throwing down and can't even eat the food she's cooking. Just
Ah,
like, I know everyone wants it, so I made it. I was like, just go ahead and make that for daddy. Put daddy on that list. But you know, my job is to because she has that nurturing gene. So my job is to be the asshole. So when people are like, oh my God, it would be really nice if you would, and I just jump in the bed, no, she's busy. Sorry. She can't
yeah,
do it.
you got to preserve them that way. I don't let
Damn right.
I don't let my wife do stuff like that. Like yeah, if people come and ask her for stuff, I'm like, nah, man, no, you got to preserve her.
Come on, yo. Y'all ain't gonna drain her dry.
Yeah,
And then I'm left
yeah,
with an angry biscuit. Y'all out your
and
damn
that's
mind.
what they'll do. They'll
Yes, they
drain
will.
her, and then she'll take the shit out on you, not
Facts.
knowing, and then you be like, damn.
Yo, you know what I meant to tell you earlier? When you were talking about you and Nene? I was gonna tell you, you lucked out, right? Because you know how they have the saying, it's better to be being raised by a single dad and being raised by a married couple is the same thing, but being raised by a single mom is bad.
Mm-hmm.
But you got a woman who was raised, because I've met her mom 3 times now. I have never seen her mom close to out of pocket. I've never seen her mom angry, even when she was getting at me for talking about LL, who I ain't gonna say his name, but you know what I'm talking about. Her relative. She chastised me with grace and femininity. That's who raised yours, bro.
No,
You lucked up.
she did good.
That's what I'm saying. You luck come
Oh,
in. You lucked up. You lucked up. So I can tell you my birthday twin know what she doing. Come here, baby. Hey, what's up?
Hi.
How you doing? You miss me or you just acting like you miss me because you see I'm online?
I still miss you.
Oh, you lying. All right, get out of here. We'll talk later. No, we'll talk later. Or I'm online. All right, y'all go ahead.
Yeah, man. Yeah, she good, man. She I gotta go. Begin. That's why I always say, and I tell this to any of my groups, when people talking shit about women, I have to withdraw myself from the situation because I make it personal. Because I'm looking at me, I'm like, I don't have that problem.
And you know what?
Like, where you got that problem?
Up until January, I felt the opposite. But since January, I feel exactly like you do, sir.
But I'm telling you, there's more out there like the ones we got than the ones we talk crap about.
Oh, I believe it. I
It's
believe it.
just
The
that
ones we talk. Go ahead.
it's just that they now what I will blame them for is that they don't stand up and chastise the other ones. They just be quiet about it.
And my
Where
thing is, I'm afraid. Don't get me. I know there's good women out there. Like I'm bumping into them now. Of course, now I got a girl and they want to come out of the woodworks, but whatever. But my problem is if they don't say, because they feel like the Nenes and the Moons, they feel like, well, if that's how them chicks want to be, that's how they gonna be. I'm just focused on me. But my thing is, if you don't quell them or show them that there's some other way, then the next generation, our daughters are gonna be looking at these women because they're the loudest mouths. They're gonna be looking at
Mhm.
them as something to aspire to. I don't want my kid to think Meg Thee Stallion is a career path. I don't want my daughter to think, oh well, if I get with a guy who I know is a cheater and he cheats on me, then I get back with him and he cheats on me again, but then I blow up at him and I get back with him again after he give me a bunch of stuff. Then I blow up with him and I go sleep with his friend because that's the way to handle it, a la Cardi B. Like that's not what I want. I don't want my daughter walking around thinking, yeah, make a nigga fall in love with you, then take his wallet. Like, I don't want her to think that to be the soundtrack of her life. I don't want her thinking twerking is a way to clap your hands. But that if we don't say anything, if we don't show them a different way, that's what they're gonna think. Because remember, it used to be it was Cardi B and she was chill. She had it was a little raunchy, but she was a chill chick. Then Megan came out and she was a little more raunchy, but she tried to play with it a little bit. But then it went straight to City Girls, and it was like, what the hell happened? What happened? These City Girls is literally every song is about robbing some dude. Every song is about coming up off a man, and that's what it is now. And if that's where the music is going, that's what they're gonna think. They're gonna think it's normal. And if that's what they think is normal, now we have what? Women who think 50-50 is disrespect. Word?
Yeah, that's
You telling me it's better in your mind to go 100% by yourself struggling than to take your 100, put it with someone else's, and then you both have money you could both be saving?
yeah.
Or you could save as a unit to buy a house together? You don't think that's better? No, because his money is our money and my money is my money, and I can spend it any way I want. I'd rather have 15 wigs and a blowout kit than to spend any money on a man. You think that's good? That's a good woman? That all right.
Yep, and I'm a piggyback off of that, but just end it with a Bible scripture because
Hello.
this just came to my mind. The reason why we do what we do is simple. Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. So for everybody that's always like, oh man, you keep judging people and blah, blah, blah. You're not judging. We're not judging anybody. It's righteous. We are judging you. It's righteous judgment. And we're showing you your transgressions. And we're trying to show you stop leading our kids down the wrong path. Stop making kids think that being a whore and selling drugs and abusing your spouse and all that other shit is the norm. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. That's why we do what we do. You may not like it because our tone is bad, but get over it. Just listen to the message. Listen to the message. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Listen to the message. It's clear. It's what it's always been from day one. Stop turning our kids into whores and little thugs and what now I see every post you see on Twitter is a YN. So you don't want to call nobody a young nigga, so you abbreviate it now. It's still the same thing. Again, you're normalizing everything. And everybody's just like, oh, nothing to see here. It's all good. It's all good. And then when we have these issues with the cops and things like that, it's like, oh man, now we want to go into a big race war and riot, and we got to do this and we got to do that. Listen, it starts at home. It starts at home. And this is where I always get on the men. Your ass need to be present. And you don't necessarily have to be present inside the house. If you and that woman didn't work out, fine. Still be in your kid's life. But the media will tell you that black men aren't in their lives, but the stats will show you that black men are in their children's lives at a 72% clip.
Hello.
But don't let the facts get in the way of a good story, because that's what they like to do. But listen, man, the whole bottom line is this. The bottom line is the children that you brought into the world. You laid down and you had them. So now you got to set them up and give them the best chance that they have at life. Yesterday, I'm gonna leave with this because we way well over 3 hours and I'm losing my voice. But yesterday we had the actually, Ricardo, I am doing a pause and reflect in the morning. It's going to be like about 8 o'clock though. So my daughter had her recital yesterday and just proud dad moment. Like I'm watching my daughter memorize lines and
big up yourself, Leia.
Do like dancing and all that stuff. And I'm just like, man, this my seed, man. This is what I helped create, like proud moment. But I wasn't just looking at my daughter. I'm looking at all the other kids that's doing the same thing. Like I'm that parent who could celebrate all the other kids. I'm like, my God, these kids are doing great, memorizing lines and being so energetic and dancing and doing all that other stuff. Then I'm watching the little boys that's in it. Now, there was a time where I would have been like, oh, come on, man. But listen, man, I've softened my stance on a lot of things. And I say this, we need to get our kids, we need to get excited about the things that our kids want to do. If you have a son and he wants to be in performing arts and stuff like that, then push him to be in performing arts. You never know. You can have the next movie star, in your house. Push what your kids want. Don't Don't just push what you want them to be, because they're not going to be what you want them to be. They're not going to do that. They shouldn't have to try to live your life. So hey, if you missed out on your life, fine. That's on you. You messed up. Sorry for you. Stop trying to force your life onto your kids. You help your kids. You cultivate what your kids want to do. And sometimes it's okay, even if you're like, man, boy, this ain't going to work. Let them do it anyway, as long as it's not hurting anybody. If they want to get into this art or something like that, let them do it. And if they find out that it's not for them, fine. If your kid wants to get into mixed martial arts, but hell, I would promote any kid going into mixed martial arts, as well as I would promote any kid getting into like an apprenticeship program, plumbing, especially electricians. Bring back the trades. Stop killing your kid's dream because you didn't accomplish your dream. Stop doing that. Stop doing that, man. When I watch those kids yesterday, and I'm watching them performing their hearts out, I'm like, man, damn, bro. Like I'm just proud. I'm sending video clips to the guys in the group because I'm proud. Like I'm like, man, I don't know what the hell going on here. I'm proud dad moment here. You know, my daughter catches she sees me in the group, and she got this big smile and she's just waving. Bro, that lets me know that I did something right. I always say I'm a better dad than I am a husband. It's much easier. We started this show saying it's easier to be a dad, a parent, than it is to be married. Man, all this shit, most of it is showing up to work, showing up, putting the work in, being there for your kid, presence over presence. Stop just trying to buy them everything because you didn't get it. These kids don't care about these Jordans and all that. They don't care about that. They literally don't. They want more so for you to be there, for you to do things with them. That's what they want. And is a terrible person. You're the person that I don't like, that doesn't want to be in your kid's life. You have the opportunity to be in your kid's life and you refuse to be in the kid's life. And you're just like, oh yeah, well, I give my child support. That's what we're going to talk about in the next show with the whole little scrappy thing. Whatever you call themselves nowadays. But you're talking about, oh, you know, I give my child support, so I don't need to do anything else. If you have the ability to be in that kid's life, in addition to the child support, you need to have your ass there. Be present. That's all it is. Be present. We done lived art. Hopefully we got a bunch of years left ahead of us, but we've already done what we had to do. Now it's time we got these little humans that we're responsible for. Is our responsibility to make sure that they're in the best position, that we set them up to be the most productive they can be in society, and stop trying to raise your kids to take care of you. Your kids it ain't your kids' obligation to take care of you when they get older. How dare you put that type of responsibility on an 18, 20-year-old kid, that they now somehow graduate high school and now they got to work to take care of you? If they get rich and they want to, put you up in a nice house or buy you something, then fine. But that's not their obligation to have to take care of you. Like, well, how wicked of a person are you? Again, you're the one who had the enjoyment to make them. You trying to reap all the rewards. You want everything. You'd have made them. You had fun making them. Now you somehow want to use them as a lottery ticket. Come on, man. Get out of here with that, man. That's what annoys me with people. And women do it too. I ain't just talking about men. You always think I'm talking about men all the time. Women do it too. You do it too when you try to push your sons to play sports and they don't want to play sports. They want to be the bookworm. They want to be the nerd. They want to be the brainiac. Maybe they want to get money off of playing video games, but you try to push them to sports because that's what you were taught all your life is the quickest way to make money, to be rich, to get you in that Mercedes. Get off your ass and go get your Mercedes yourself. Stop trying to get your kids to do everything for you. They're not your kids. You are not your kids' responsibility. When you get older, and based on how you treat your kids, it'll probably be the difference between them putting you in a nursing home or them bringing you into their home to take care of them. So you better be careful with how you treat them. You better be careful. and love your kids. I'm done.
Well said, sir. And I just want to show everybody out there, I'm about to get on this real fast right when the show's over. Yes, sir.
All right, man.
About to put a hurting on it. Y'all have a good one. Peace out, brother. Almost 320. Is that a record?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like being part of records. That's what's up. MIR, we 5 strong. Johnny's coming. He's fighting it. He's right over there, but he's fighting it. We're gonna pull him before the season's over. We're gonna pull him. Hey, and the thing you said, that's a part of the shot coming up too. Remember everything. I'm not gonna tell you what part, but remember everything you just said in that last soliloquy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, man, it's coming. And Ricardo, don't make me come find you, bro. Don't. Me and Nene done already talked about the mangoes, bro. You know where they belong.
So the thing with the mangoes, though, they're not. It's weird this season. They're falling, but by the time I get out there, they're all beat to shit, and then the cats are taking big chunks out of them and stuff. It's not like last year,
bro. That's what happened at my mom's house,
where I had them in abundance.
She wants me to. She wanted me to put like wrap around a fence wire around it because the birds and the animals are coming and eating them up.
Yesterday, I saw like 7 of them out there, like huge basketball sized mangoes. No lie. I go out there, all of them got teeth marks. All of them are split down the middle. I'm like, man.
And they never finish it. They just take nibbles and then move on.
Yeah, because I think they got a sense of humor. They're laughing at me.
Bastards.
They're like, oh yeah. You think you're gonna come out here and you're gonna get them?
Not before us.
Yeah, so that's what happened with the mangoes, man. Ain't that I'm trying to hold the stash because you can't eat them all. But this season has not been a good haul. I think in totality, we may have only had about less than 10. And that's crazy. And you're talking about coming off of 2 trees. I've thrown away so many because they're just falling. And by the time I can get out there to get them, they're already busted up, and whatever's out there is having its way with them. So
Sir,
that's what it is.
You're thinking inside the box. You need to get outside. I don't care if there's just 10. I just need to make sure that I get 11 before Ricardo gets 12. That's all I care about. That's
what about the neighbor's tree? I mean, I ain't messing with my neighbor's tree.
Hey, is your neighbor a married couple?
I don't know the one behind us. They got these big mangoes, and the one next to us, the Jamaican house, but they be having to go get their own. They have they got their own issues, with their mangoes because they got a different kind. Theirs isn't like ours. I forget the name of the ones that they have.
I must have their mangoes.
Yeah, I don't know. Man, I'm trying, man, but I'm telling you, like yesterday I went out there. I'm like, okay, let me go out there and grab them because they were so big. And of the maybe the 10 I picked up, only 2 of them were salvageable. I had to put them in the fridge for us.
I mean, you didn't have to.
And nothing dropped today, so I didn't see anything today. But I got 2 trees.
You need to get that thing where you put it up in the tree and you scoop them right off the tree.
See, we have that.
Then what? All you need is the ladder and me.
But I literally, like, you don't understand that when I come home, when I come home, it's all about a timing issue. When I get home in the afternoon, it's like, all right, how tired are you? You gonna go in the backyard or you gonna come straight inside? So, okay, so he's saying that the neighbors are the East Indians. Yes, they are. That is what kind of mangoes they have, the East Indian mangoes. Because I don't like those compared to ours.
Trevor, quick question. So if you came home, right, and I was in your backyard picking mangoes, how would you feel?
Well, as long as you call me ahead of time, because Esau tried to say that same thing. As long as you call me ahead of time, I wouldn't have an issue.
All right. So if I call you, say I don't work during the week, Monday through Thursday, and I just happen to be in Fort Lauderdale on the Tuesday, and I'm just like, hey, I'm down here. You're going to be at work. Everyone's going to be gone around 10 a.m. I'm just going to find my way in the backyard and just snatch what I can. You be cool.
I mean, Nene probably
She'll be at, oh yeah, summertime. Damn.
Yeah, Nene probably have a fit. and call the police on you. Be like, who the hell that is in the backyard?
I'm gonna write her on Facebook, be like, it's me, and I'm gonna bring you 3. I'll just leave them at the back door. You ain't got to come outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out there and check. I'm gonna go out there and check, man. I'm gonna give y'all some Ricardo. But the thing, Ricardo, you live right here.
Don't remind him. What is wrong with you? No, Ricardo, you got to get yours in the mail just like me. Stay where you at.
Yeah, if I get some good ones, man, I'll send you some.
Much obliged.
All right, man. She's saying, tell your friends good night. She's like, hey, you trying to barter off our mangoes?
Nah, she's just trying to get this episode of the shop before she got to go to bed.
Yeah, because I got it. What time is it?
9:45.
Oh shit! Yeah, I gotta go. Damn,
yeah, 9:45.
Man.
Good show. We almost waited to 3:30, but 3:25 ain't bad either.
All right, Mike. I'm losing my voice.
See, you gotta have tonsils like me, man. I talk forever. Well, 5 ever actually. But y'all have a good one. Much love, chat. See, Nene understands me. See, Nene understands me. 326, you know what it is. Much love. Love to my twin. I knew you were gonna be the one person left in the chat because you ain't going nowhere neither. Hey, if I get a mango, I'll at least give you one of the jars. Love, bro. All right, Trev, you be easy, be out. We almost made it to 3. Okay, Trev, let's just wait 30 more seconds so we make it to 326 and then I'm good. Man,
it's going to be longer for that because I still got to close it out.
Oh, big facts. All right, holla at y'all. Do your thing, Trev. Look forward to the show tomorrow. I'm going to go finish this mango because I already started eating it. Holla.
All right. All right. Why is the background not showing? Oh, man. There you have it. Straight Talk Society. Another fantastic episode of Man Talk Monday. Man, we totally went off script because we were supposed to be talking about feminism and everything. And, hey, it is what it is. So that is how the cookie crumbles, man. We could pivot over here. I thought a fantastic 2 shows in one because we did our regular show. Then me and Mike got into TV talk, which was a great conversation. So, but nevertheless, man, y'all make sure and check out I Know He Doesn't podcast. The link is in the chat. Check out Mike and Kev as they do their thing, man. Subscribe to the channel. Check out their videos. The thing with them, their videos are short. Their videos are like 30 minutes. This past one was about an hour, but for the most part, their videos are only like 30 minutes. So, you could consume it. Check it out, man. Hopefully I'll be back in the morning. I do have a pause and reflect schedule for in the morning. So hopefully I could get to it. I got it scheduled a little later at 8:00 because I'm off. So I'll try to get to that in the morning. I do have a busy day tomorrow, but depending on how I feel when I get up, we'll get that in, man. It's time to get back, man. We haven't paused and reflect in a while, but nevertheless, man, peace to everybody who came through, man. Peace to everybody who will listen to this later. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Make sure and hit the like button on your way in or out. I will see you guys on the other side. Peace.
I am inevitable.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation, nor from the weakness that will cause us to stumble and fall. When you laugh at somebody else's fall, white or black, rich or poor, your enemy or your friend, you are laughing and opening a way for your own demise when you do that. Because to laugh and not learn, to make mockery and not to understand, is to make the same mistake yourself.